I do. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate everybody for checking with me. You already know we back with another one of them things. You already know we discussing Liangelo Ball. I see everybody in here already early. People are here early. I appreciate everybody for tuning in with us. We're going to be discussing some things, man. We got to review the whole Liangelo Ball situation. There was a lot of great standouts all around the Summer League. We're going to get into it from various teams. There was some major standouts. I mean, the future is bright. And Liangelo Ball is a part of that future. Make no mistake about the situation. You know, there is a plan for Liangelo, and we will get into it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We will be discussing on things he needs to work on. Yes, things will be a little bit critical. Every player in the league has something to work on. You know, that goes for Lonzo, that goes for Melo, that goes for Jello, that goes for every player, LeBron James. Every player in the offseason is adding tools to their game to be even more deadly the next season. And Liangelo Ball is definitely a part of that. We're going to get into it, and we're going to get into what's next. Is it Greensboro? Is it a quick stop with the Hornets? We don't know. We're going to get into it. There's still a lot of time left. Things haven't been done, and there's still roster availability, and we will talk about it. Salute to everybody right now. We got a star-studded chat as usual. We got a star-studded panel. All access. What's the deal, Dex? Talk to the people. We live.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest shit in these streets. You already know it, but sometimes I just have to remind you. I don't want anybody sleeping on the damn job, okay? That's all I'm saying. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the cacophony of content that will come out of the cracks and crevices of the chat. And shout out to everybody rocking with Flight Sports TV. And we definitely appreciate your engagement.
That's a major fact. We got a whole lot to touch on. We already got people rolling in at an alarming rate. Shout out to B Morale. What's the deal? You in here early with us. How you feeling, bro?
Yeah. How's it going, fellas? Yeah, yesterday was my first time on the flight show, you know, so came
Yeah,
here for the
New
second
York
time. I
City.
like to talk. Yeah, what's good, fellas? What's up, fellas? I'm ready for this talk tonight.
Yes, we're gonna get into it, man. We ain't never get started. You here early. So Dex, man, let's talk about it, man. What was your analysis with the little bit of games and playing time that we seen from Liangelo in totality, game by game, from the first one, from when we heard the news that the negative test results, he left protocol, he hopped on the flight. Give me your analysis from that point to where we at tonight, talking to each other right now. Talk to us, Dex.
Yes, sir, Flight. Thank you for the opportunity to be here on Flight Sports TV. It's always a privilege. It's always an honor to be able to spew and spit content from this illustrious panel and being received and accepted by the crazy chat. So, yeah, you know what? Based on that chronological timeline, it was a rocky situation for Liangelo. The rocky situation basically started when he entered health and safety protocol from the Charlotte Hornets staff. So they wanted to be particularly careful because Liangelo was coming from, I guess, the Drew League. I don't know what the hell was going on with that, because most of their players was coming from various aspects of the region of the United States and some overseas. So, hey, But nevertheless, that thing happened. Once he got cleared, he was aggregated back to the lineup. He played the first game, so he was augmented with 5 minutes. His second game, well, their second game, his first game, their second game, and then he had the semi breakout in the third game. After that, he had a so-so game, Then the final game was 0 minutes. The only thing I can take from that campaign, like
I'm here
the
with
only
you.
thing, the only thing that I can take from that campaign is that the Hornets already know what they want to do with this young man. There's no guessing game with Liangelo. Whereas others, they're not so decision based, and that decision base is not as prominent as it is with Liangelo. So they had to look at more people, and not that they wanted to get those people, because I'm quite sure they already know it's basically a 3-man race for that 2-way slot. And I don't know if Jello is sandwiched between the players, and I believe it's Jalen Crutcher, Brady K. Manick, and Liangelo. I don't think it's Tyshawn Alexander, and I definitely don't think it's El Figueroa. Now, they had another guy, Minaya. He looked it pretty good as well, but he came on strong a little late. So basically, that might be a showcase for other teams to get at him, doing his agent a solid for most of those players. But what was surprising to me, that Cameron McGriff didn't get no ticks. I don't know if he was injured, because last season it was Cameron McGriff and Scottie Pippen got called up. Out of all the Hornets players, those were the only two that I can recall that got called up to other teams. Snatched out the G League and went to another team. And I think that team was Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah,
And
but Dex, question. Like, you said that the Hornets wanted to see more players. And by the way, everyone in the chat, I'm B Morello, I'm new to Flight's channel, so I'm just tuning in. But Dex, question. You said that the Hornets wanted to look at other players. If that was the case, then why invite Liangelo? You know what I mean? So that's my question to you. Like, why invite him if you wanted to look at other players?
Yeah, well, Liangelo, one thing about Liangelo, he is a definite attachment to the Charlotte Hornets. So he's going to get the invite, not just because of him, but even.
This is KNT. You hear me?
Now, keep going, Dex. We can hear you, but keep going, Dex.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but keep going, Dex.
Oh, no, I was saying another reason Liangelo got to get the invite. He got 3 million followers. He's the marquee player. Even when he didn't get no minutes, the tickets all and videos all showed Liangelo. That's why we was like kind of like, if you go and sell all the tickets with his face on it, put him in the game. That's what we coming to see. But go ahead.
Yeah, so shout out to KNT. So Morales, the thing that I'm getting at prior to KNT take is what I've been saying all the while long. Liangelo has been on the marquee for the summer league. Okay.
Got it.
Liangelo is the only player besides Kai Jones that I know of that got a solo interview from that summer league team from the Charlotte Observer. That is the Charlotte Hornets paper, basically. You know what I'm saying? The senior editor of that paper, Roderick Boone, is the Hornets beat writer. So Liangelo got 2 interviews, matter of fact. Kai got 1, right? Because Liangelo got a video interview and he got a non-video interview.
Yeah.
Also, Coach Clifford got an interview. So since they had the draft, they had Clifford, right? Hire. They had Kai Jones interview because he had a bad first game. And then they had Liangelo twice. So if you look at that, with all this media attention, it seems to me that Liangelo has a auto made of coalescing with the Charlotte Hornets. Somehow, some way. I don't know where they're going to fit him.
I agree
How
with
they're going to
that.
do it.
Yo, Dex, I agree with that because why? If you really wasn't interested when he went into that G League draft, why pick him up? Why draft him? If you wasn't planning on
Players, but that's not enough though, KNT.
I'm not saying it's enough, but it's like you showing interest at some point. Like if you got
Of course, yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they traded up for him. You know that, right?
Exactly. If that's
They traded up for him to make sure they got him.
Okay, so if you traded up for him, like you know what I'm saying, that you got something that goes on. There's something going on. If that goes back to what you were saying. If you trade up for a player, you want to utilize him in some form. You see something.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to put it together. I don't have all the answers. You know what I'm saying, guys?
I'm gonna say this too, real quick, Bex. I want to shout out to Liangelo Ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you one thing. He's the first ever G League player to be a marquee player. He actually makes people go to watch G League games. People on the chat talking about the Swarm jersey. I'm just saying, you never heard that in your life. You know, I'm just saying, like the people are really out here looking for Jello jerseys of G League. You know what I'm saying? The first,
I agree with that. I got the ESPN.
The first ever marquee player in the G League, bro.
That's
nobody. Why you think? Why would you
to go back?
And I just thought of something. And tell me if this is not and like low key smart of them. Why not keep him in the G League if he making so much money in a platform that never had that before? They're making.
But see, they got to be careful with that because it could backfire.
But that's not dumb for them. Their pockets are fat. Why do you think all the tickets got Jello on them?
Right. But what I'm saying, it could backfire because if you keep trying to marquee him and then don't play him, the fans gonna turn on you.
No, but the thing is, playing. That's what I'm saying. What if they start playing them? It'll be the business will still be.
Yeah, that's different.
What I'm saying. The business will still be going on. It's low key still malicious, but now that he's playing, nobody's going to say nothing, and he's definitely going to sell. If Jello's playing consistently for a whole season, I guarantee you, somebody from Flight will be at at one of these games. You see what I'm saying? Just the fact that I know that somebody from the panel will be at one of those games, this shows that he's not y'all. He's him. Like that's real rap. He's him. He got more followers than y'all main team himself. Name another G League player that got more followers than the NBA team he's trying out for.
Yeah, this dude is a walking corporation.
He's exactly, man. Like LeVar set these dudes up for success. Like he said, all my sons been good. Like, you know what I'm saying? This basketball is just what they want. You know what I'm saying? But they street regardless. Like he said, paying bills is hard. You know what I'm saying? Playing basketball is easy. Y'all making it too hard. Going to work every day and paying your bills is hard. Playing basketball for money is easy compared to that. He spoke facts.
Exactly.
Like
so,
they do.
Let me finish answering this question though. We kind of went off a little bit on a tangent. So the thing of it is that I'm trying to give it to you structurally because I can just run off all kind of little facts or whatever. But I just want to give it to you structurally so you will have a sound decision or you will have a sound understanding of what I think is going on. Because remember, I don't have all the answers. That's all I'm saying. Only thing I can say, by me watching basketball, as long as I've watched basketball, I have never seen nothing like this in my life. But at the same time, we all seeing it together. But what makes it a little different for me is that I'm trying to see the money side because you got to follow the money.
Your money is where
ever
it's at.
since I was 20 years old, I was told by my dad, you want answers, follow the money. This is America. It's a capitalist society. Follow the freaking money. But he said a little harsher than that. You follow what I'm saying? So
I agree.
Now I feel I have some kind of understanding. You feel me? And when LeVar talks about it's entertainment, the bottom line is to put butts in those seats. So if Liangelo, as popular as he is, regardless if you say he's too short, regardless you say he's too heavy, regardless if you say he's sloop-footed, because a lot of people feel like Jello needs to be a whole new human being in order for him to make the NBA. You got to take him, put him back into the mold, bring him back out. a whole human being, which I think is bullshit, and I think is narcissistic in his nature. You feel me? But nevertheless, that's another story. But
And I
what
want to
I'm
say
trying to
something
get to you,
real quick, while I remember, because it goes off of what you just said. Shout out to Flight for this, and it was right before when I was jumping into the studio, right? My man Flight said, everybody has something they need to work on. Stop trying to make this man be perfect to go to the NBA, bro. Like, if I go to LaMelo, he plays no defense. You know what I'm saying? He plays no defense.
no, he plays defense.
Let's take it easy. Let's take it easy.
Yeah,
Okay.
he plays defense. He might not be the greatest at it.
Okay, he can. Let's just say he's better on defense. You know what I'm saying? He has the length and the joint.
He can work on his defense.
But he does like LeBron does. They coast sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Like they're like for example, they'll throw a long pass and like, you know what I mean? It's conserving energy too. But that shows on another thing. But Lonzo can learn to more go to the basket more. You see what I'm saying? Jello is a shooter. Why do you want Jello to do all of these? He has to work on his post game. You don't talk to that. He don't say that for JJ Redick. All he do is come in the game and shoot threes. You don't say that for JJ Redick. You don't say that for Hill. You don't say that for all these other
different players. Jello and JJ Redick is two different players.
I'm not even saying they're the same player. I'm just saying JJ Redick just comes in and shoot threes, and I don't hear none of that. He needs to go to the basket more.
Okay, let's listen. Let's kind of get this back on track, because we got so much time. We can always get loose with it. You know what I'm saying? But let's kind of stick with the guns in the beginning of it, so everybody can understand where we're coming from.
Right.
So when you ask that question, Morales, you got to understand that, first of all, you have to follow the money. See, when people take you away from the money, that's who you have to watch. You have to keep an eye on the person that's trying to take you away from the money. You follow what I'm saying? Because that's where the sleight of hand comes in at. They give you all these other distractions, right? But they won't talk about, is this guy a bag or not, right?
Facts.
Because you got 30 teams, listen to me now. You got 30 teams that's buying, B-Y-I-N-G, buying for the qualification to get revenue share. So if these guys are vying for the qualification to get revenue share, and Liangelo is a player that can bump up the revenue, why not put him in the NBA? That's just a question.
I agree.
It's lucrative.
Yeah.
It's definitely lucrative. We've been
K&T, these oligarchs are greedy. They have a rapacious appetite to generate revenue. Trust me, they're not billionaires because they're nice and they just giving people deals and letting people slide. They're some of the shrewdest people on earth.
Facts.
Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I had an opportunity to talk to one billionaire in my life, and that's the owner of the Sacramento Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought I was so brazen to sit behind him with a Liangelo mask. And when he turned around and saw that Jello go across, and I keep saying this because I'm trying to show you the mindset of these billionaires. He saw that Jello go across my face. He witnessed Liangelo getting so much praise for the little things that he was doing out there. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like the fans was embellishing Liangelo's effort. Okay, I can give you that. But that's what fans do. If you're their guy, you follow what I'm saying? And then he said, man, take a picture of that mask. He got one of his cohorts to take a picture of the mask. I don't even know what he did with it. You follow what I'm saying? And then he told me, you're so bold to sit behind me with that Liangelo mask. That is so bold. And he really was flabbergasted. You follow what I'm saying? So if he's that flabbergasted with me, just a mask representing somebody that I'm crazy enough to represent Jello behind enemy lines, and then he's witnessing Liangelo do his thing out there, you follow what I'm saying? That's why I was connecting Liangelo. Maybe he might go to Sacramento. It's a possibility, because this guy is really paying attention. And not only that, he's just the owner, but Luke Walton at the time, Alvin Gentry at the time, and Tyrese Halliburton, who was representing the Sacramento Kings, the face of the Sacramento Kings at the time during Summer League, was all going bananas of Liangelo, telling the players to make sure he don't score. Think about that. Honestly, think about that. Do you think any other players is getting that type of attention? Do you think any other players out there getting that type of resistance? We even saw when he was playing this summer league that when he was playing the Chicago Bulls, they had a guy sticking Liangelo like glue. Everywhere Liangelo went, that guy went.
That's what he's supposed to do.
But I didn't see that with Brady Manning. I didn't see that with Jalen Crutcher.
But them,
I definitely didn't see that with Kai Jones.
He says, you see that 1-3 he hit, and like all he did is get like an underhand pass, and the dude was still there. It didn't matter. That joint just dropped in there like water. He's a shooter.
Do you guys understand what I'm trying to convey to you?
I
saw this up close and personal in 3D, and I heard them speaking. It's on Flight Sports TV. It's in our library. These guys were chatting about stopping Liangelo. Do not let him get a shot off. That's all they were talking about. Those three. I'm talking about those three, not the owner, but those three. Luke Walton, Alvin Gentry, Tyrese Halliburton. They thought it was really fun to see someone just try to stop Jello. You follow what I'm saying? They thought it was really fun to them.
So this is my question, fellas, and I don't know if Flight wants to move ahead here, but this is my question. My question is,
ask your question.
Right. So in what scenario do you guys see Jello getting called up by the Hornets? Because like I think I said this yesterday, with Miles Bridges not going to get re-signed by the Hornets, I think Jello has a spot.
How do you know that?
Oh, I mean, that's one less spot on the roster. Like,
how do you know
that? I'm gonna just go off of what he said. But I think he was going.
He said he signed. You don't have an extension.
Yeah, he's still gonna be on the roster more than likely.
I'm talking about the Pistons. Don't care about it. I think the Pistons going to take that chance. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, they ain't took their chance yet. Shit, you know what I mean?
No,
they waiting for him. What they waiting for? Because the Hornets is waiting too.
No, I agree. They waiting to see what happened.
All right. So let me be all right. Let's say Miles Bridges does get re-signed. In what scenario do you guys see Jello get called up by the Hornets? That's my question for you guys.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I don't think have anything to do with it. His situation is separate.
I don't believe that.
And this is what I think is two things. I want to answer his question. He said the scenario. Number one, what year is Melo going into right now?
Third.
So after this year, he's in his signing contract year. Okay.
Right.
Now he might sign his contract at the All-Star break.
Okay, so this is his contract year. Okay, so they're about to start negotiations. What is going to be in that negotiation? Keep it a stack. Yes, it do. What if you
power like that?
Yeah, he's lucrative like that. Yeah, he do. When you start talking them 200 million contracts, it's about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That he's an all-star now. They pay him.
Let me put it like this also, KNT. Let me put it even more simple.
I'll let you go.
Dex, before you go.
Hold on real quick.
Okay.
But the two scenarios, you asked them to answer your question. You know what I'm saying? This is all answering your question, right? With that being said, even if it's not in your contract, if you don't want him to leave and it's very lucrative for him to be there, you know what I'm saying? Why would you not bring him up? And number two, you know what I'm saying? I see eventually with him going in there, I see how he would get in. I feel like it will be one of these Exhibit 10 situations, or like I said, but I think it's going to be to keep Melo, because if they can pull Kiwanis up, if the Lakers can pick up his brother and hopes that Giannis signs with us, but he ends up signing back with the Bucks, he's better than both of those guys.
Yeah, but
it's about keeping your superstar long term. I think that's what's going to happen.
Right, and Dex, right before you go, I just want to respond to KNT. But KNT, like, this is not like LaMelo's not the mafia. He's not going to be like, I want you guys to sign Jello or else. Like, LaMelo's not going to do that.
But I want to go over what he was saying, because I said it two ways. He can say that and have that negotiations there, or the other team will do it just so he will stay there and sign that contract. You see what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you like this. Let me give you guys a real truth, okay? If Liangelo don't get on that team, Rock Nation having Melo as a client is definitely in jeopardy. Okay? I'm just giving it to you like that.
Right. Keep going.
Now, you can believe what you want to believe. If Liangelo's not on that team, if they can't somehow negotiate Liangelo attached to LaMelo, there's a package deal, then they're definitely in Pearl's water.
Yep. Yep, he's out of there. If they don't bring him up, I think he's out of there. Just off of GP. And Melo is more about principle. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that got up in Borrego, like he got in their face when, like, you know what I'm saying, when he wasn't getting the minutes, he was very open. Melo's very outspoken. He's like LeVar a little bit. The other two are a little bit silent killers, you know what I'm saying? Lonzo and Jello, they don't really say too much, but they do a lot. You feel me?
And let me put this out here in the waters. I got to remind you guys, because it seemed like a lot of you guys suffer from sleep deprivation. Okay?
No, they got amnesia.
You're
Insomnia.
even worse than amnesia.
Insomnia. That's what it's called.
You know what I'm saying? No, sleep deprivation.
Sleep deprivation is real. You should study that. That's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you don't get enough sleep for long periods of time.
Right. So they see it, but they don't see it. They're not even cognitive of what's around it. You follow what I'm saying?
That's what you're talking about, sleep deprivation, and you say you're suffering from sleep deprivation. Like, insomnia is the actual staying up. Sleep deprivation is the effect that what happens to you from having.
Right.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Well, just look it up. You can see the difference between insomnia and sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation can lead to insomnia. You follow what I'm saying? But sleep deprivation, you can go to sleep, but you just can't get no sleep. Insomnia, you can't just go to sleep, period. You follow what I'm saying? Sleep deprivation, you might sleep.
The red case of this.
You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's something from sleep deprivation, because I keep telling you guys, I don't know if it's because it's me, I'm just an old head, and you know, you guys, you know, gang, youngsters type stuff. I don't know. But I keep warning you that LaMelo have the keys. And nobody's not even repeating that. LaMelo has the keys as we speak. LaMelo has his jersey. What were the 3 things that he requested? Come on now.
Yeah, but the number one is
tatted. Yeah, but see, where's the butt at? See, that's what I'm talking about. You guys keep attaching yourself to contrary.
Right.
No,
that
but
has nothing to do with him having getting his number.
How do you listen? I just look at it like this. Okay. Right?
You guys don't even see the forest from the trees.
I'm gonna tell you
in your face.
I don't know where KNT went, but
tell you how.
Okay, well,
there he goes.
KNT going in and out.
I'm about to give you some business.
Let me get a chance. Okay, let me get a chance before, because KNT won't let me get it out for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if you want to beat me to the punch or what. But listen, let me give you something. Remember, I'm going to take you back in a little history, some recent history. LaMelo had an interview, right? And in that interview, he talked about 3 things mainly. That's based on his priority. When he get the keys, when he get his number, and what was the last thing? You guys answer the last thing for me.
Say it one more time.
When LaMelo Ball had that interview, he said there was 3 things that he's prioritizing: getting the keys, right? Because he's already an all-star. Getting the keys, right? Getting his number, because he don't feel like himself wearing any other number except number 1. Getting his number, right? What was the 3rd thing he prioritized?
What, his brother, Jello?
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Real.
But Dex, we say this with LeBron James all the time. Like, it's LaMelo. He's not GM. Like, LaMelo can't be a GM in his 3rd year. I understand you guys are saying leverage.
I ain't talking about GM. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna explain it for you.
The answer to that is, hold on. The answer to that is, you have a PR nightmare. You have 2 back-to-back disastrous actions that is attached to the Charlotte Hornets. You have a guy you paid $120 million to that has been unavailable for 2 of the most important games in the last 2 years in Charlotte Hornet history, right?
It don't get no worse.
You got one bright spot. You got a kid that smiles, that laughs, that's joyable. He's a light of the room. The locker room likes him, from the older players to the younger players. That's a gap filler. He bridges the gap, right? He can listen. The guy's gravity is out of control for his age. I'm gonna just tell you straight up.
All right. So to conclude, you guys are saying
we gotta make an introduction. My bad, B. Morale. We got my man FYF Sports in the building. What's the deal?
What's up, y'all?
What's the deal, FYF? What's your thoughts?
Bring us the bad news.
Yeah, what's some of these thoughts that you got on what we talking about right now? We need to put you on game.
I'm just doing simple mathematics.
So
And
what you done calculated?
so this is the problem. I mean, again, if we just strictly talking to Charlotte Hornets, we're not talking about no other teams. I mean,
Okay.
we're talking to Charlotte Hornets. Okay, we're gonna do simple math. Remember, and every NBA team is allowed essentially 17 roster spots, two ways, 15 on the roster. Okay, that's what we're dealing with right now. So they brought in Mark Williams, first round draft pick. That's a roster spot. That's one. You got Bryce McGowan signed to a 2-way. That's 2 roster spots gone. Miles Bridges is still under contract. We know that more than likely until you see him leave, which I don't think they'll let him walk for nothing. They're probably going to re-sign him. We just have to assume he's such a talent. Even with the criminal charges put pending, they got to re-sign him, and just hopefully that kind of dissipates over time and people kind of forget about it. So essentially, that's 3 spots gone. We move on to LaMelo. We know he's there. That's 4. Rozier under contract, 5. They still have the rights to Isaiah Thomas. I don't believe that they re-signed Isaiah Thomas. I believe they look elsewhere, even though he did give a little bit of locker room presence for him last year, but I don't see them bringing it back. So we have 5 total players right there. Now we got James Bouknight, who's under contract on a roster spot. Right, that's 6. Right, Jalen McDaniels is a guy that we know they like him as a prospect. I don't know if they re-sign him or not, but the fact that it hasn't really been any noise with any other teams, possibly with the I believe they re-sign him, especially with the question mark around Miles Bridges. They bring him back. That makes 7. It's impossible there because you have to make him a priority now. And then Montrezl Harrell, do you let him walk? Do you let him walk or do you bring him back? It's kind of a hard decision there, but they do have his rights because we have to consider. They have to take into consideration the players who they have the rights to. Because those are the guys that they're going to look to sign first. So I don't know about Montrezl Harrell, but he is a talent, former 6th man of the year. With the holes that they've had at the center spot and potential holes they might have at the forward spot, you have to assume they're going to really be looking at bringing him back because of the Miles Bridges situation. So that potentially brings us to 8 players. They re-signed Cody Martin. I know you guys hate to sign him. They re-signed him. That's 9. Oubre's under contract. That's 10. Right, Nick Richards still under contract. 11. Right, we know Scotty Lewis. I don't know what they're going to do. He was their 2-way player last year. I don't believe that they bring him back. I don't know, but they do have holes at the point guard position. Scotty Lewis, I'm going to say right now, is out. He didn't perform well. I don't know, but if I had to guess, I say they let Scotty Lewis walk. When you got Gordon Hayward, obviously under contract, that brings us, I think, to 13. Right. JT Thor under contract, which is 14. Okay. Now we have Mason Plumlee under contract, re-signed, PJ Washington, and Kai Jones. Now y'all see where the numbers start to get funny?
Right.
Because every NBA team can only have 17 players considered to be on the roster.
Hold on.
So what I'm saying,
exactly. That's not really.
Here, I'll count them up for you.
Hold on. I'll count it up in a second.
I'll count them up. I'm gonna count them up. Kai Jones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Listen, we count it up in 2 minutes.
So actually,
10, 11, 12, 13,
right
14, 15, 16. With that's one spot left.
That's the 2-way that's been open. We've been talking about that.
No, it could potentially be a 2. It can be a 2-way, and we'll see who they give it to. But do they use that 2-way to fill the biggest hole in that roster? And the biggest hole in that roster is the backup point guard spot, especially with Bouknight, who's not even a true point guard, now injured.
Yeah, but he'll be back. This is a minor. The injury is minor. Stop that. Come on, you don't know what's going on.
I'm just saying it was still, even when Bouknight was there last year, Bouknight was never looked at as what I'm saying, Flight. What I'm saying is Bouknight was never looked at as a point guard. He was always looked at as a scoring guard that they're trying to transition over.
Still, but he should be. He's the number 11th overall pick. He's definitely got the capabilities to be a backup point guard to LaMelo Ball. Definitely a different look. Not necessarily being the facilitator that Melo is.
Like, that's how you feel, but that's not how they're using him.
Okay, so
I know, but we don't know how they're going to use him. They're under new coaching.
So
So we're gonna
FYI,
find out.
I mean FYF, excuse me.
I'm just saying the numbers are running thin for him, and
So,
Charlotte.
so
All right,
FYF,
we got
so
him around.
FYF, you just mentioned the whole Hornets roster, and I asked this question to Dex, KNT, and Flight earlier. So with you mentioning the Hornets roster, in what scenario do the Hornets call up Liangelo? Because Dex and KNT saying 2023 when LaMelo's contract talks are in. So in what scenario do you see the Hornets calling up Liangelo Ball?
There's no scenario where they call him up.
Like not even somebody getting injured or trade
Well,
or
I
the
got
thing is, here's the thing. Last year they dealt with significant injuries and and COVID issues, and they never called him up. You're
Right.
talking
but-
significant.
Kai Jones in them. Yeah.
They had some other younger guys that they were sending.
No. But I'm
to the G
saying,
League.
if he's just, there was so many opportunities for them to call him up, and they bypassed every one of those
FYF, give
opportunities.
up, FYF.
Even at the
Please
end of the
wave
year,
the white flag. Because when you talk about the last year, the Greensboro Swarm team was much better than the one they probably going to have this
I
year.
don't care to speak on the team. I'm just talking about who they called up.
But look at the players they had ahead of Liangelo.
And I'm
the
talking
Jet
about they
truck.
even when they needed guards, they didn't call them
I
up.
mean, listen, guys, listen to me.
They don't want
Listen
them.
hold on. I am not speaking to you right now. I'm speaking to the outer world. Listen to me. They had Scotty Lewis, he was healthy. They had Cameron McGriff, he was healthy. They had what's the guy? Wheeler, Grant Wheeler, he was healthy. And they had the Kai Jones of the world, they had the Vernon Carries, they had the JT Thors, and they had the Nick Richards. All of those guys were significant to the Charlotte Hornets. They were still played in the G League. So you had about at least 7 players that they can call up at any given time for any given situation. Of course, Liangelo was way down on the depth chart. But when you look at this team now, this Summer League team now, you don't see no depth. You only see who?
That's a good
Bryce
point.
McGowan.
Hold on. Your summer league team is not your G League team.
That's who. Listen, FYF. Stop playing the games, man. That same Summer League team was their G League team. Stop it,
Okay.
dude.
I'll compare it.
I'm talking about Greensboro. I'm not talking about nobody else. Greensboro's Summer
I'll
League team
compare
was a G League team. Go look at it.
Yeah, it is.
Player for player.
It is FYF, it is.
facts.
So those guys are not fair.
No, hold on. But
Now, when you look at this year,
that's not the
I always
question
get
he
interrupted.
asked.
Isn't
That's
that
not
funny
the
like
question.
that? I always get interrupted.
Hold on. You keep going
It
on the
seems like when I
diatribes
make
about
my
stuff that
point,
nobody was
it's
talking
not a
about.
diatribe.
You're going
I'm
on a
giving you a
diatribe.
train of
I'm
facts.
just trying to stop you from going on a diatribe about
You
something.
can't
that
stop
nobody's
me from
even
going on a
talking about.
diatribe when I'm
You're
not
going
even
on
on
a
a
rampage
diatribe.
about the
Now, if
G
you don't
League
like my
team,
voice,
and I'm not
if you don't like
talking
the
about
facts that is spewing
No, but
from
I'm
my
saying,
voice,
Dex,
then
I'm
that's a
just
whole
saying,
different
Dex,
story.
I'm saying stick to the NBA roster. You're going on a long-winded diatribe about the G League team, and I don't care to talk
That's
about
in
those
your
scrubs.
opinion. Because you do
Quit
just as
going on
much
these long
diatribing as I do, if
diatribes.
that's the case.
I know. I talked about the NBA roster, which is you guys are talking about how he gets on the NBA roster.
Dude, you named about 50 players. That's a
I talked
diatribe.
about the NBA roster. I'm talking about
Now,
guys
like
that are
I was
signed
saying
under real
before, I was
NBA
rudely
contracts.
interrupted by our brother and friend
He's going on a
FYF.
long
He's
diatribe
having an
about
episode
nothing.
right now. He's having an
I
episode
want.
right now. Like I
This
said,
question-
hold on, KT. Don't add to it. Don't add to it.
It's just
Let's
emotional.
let's get some clarity. When you look at the Summer League last year, that was a G League
Oh
team.
my God.
Now, if you look
Here
at
we
the
go.
Summer League this year, most likely that's going to be their G League team. The reason why FYF do not want you guys to hear this is because he knows that this Summer League team do not have any depth. So that means Liangelo is higher on the depth chart.
Hopefully.
That means Liangelo is that much closer
He's
to
higher on the
becoming
depth chart, but he didn't
to
play.
becoming a player in a Charlotte Hornets uniform.
How is he higher on the depth chart? He didn't
If
play.
disaster strikes. Now, go ahead. Do your thing, man.
I'm saying, how is he higher on the
Interrupt
depth chart? You talking about he's higher on the depth chart, but he played behind everybody. He played what, 16 minutes over 4 games, or what? He played what? You could count it. What, 20-something minutes over 4 games?
So
But
what's
you
your argument
be
going to
missing
be?
his
Is your
point.
argument? Yeah, exactly.
No, but what
Are you
I'm
going
saying,
to
what's the
argue
point?
the Summer League roster from
No,
last year
I'm saying
and all
that.
the G
I'm
League
saying it.
players,
Hold on.
and now you're going to all
I'm
of a sudden
saying-
switch to depth chart?
I'm saying that.
Make up your mind
I'm
where you
saying
want
that.
to attack at.
You keep saying, so you saying all those guys that you just named last year were all better than Jello last year?
They was higher on the hierarchy. Yes, they were.
Well,
Yeah,
Most
they was
definitely.
high. It was high, FYF. No, they
Most
were high,
definitely.
FYF. Clearly. like Kai Jones. But you see, but FYF, you can't compare Kai Jones to Jello. You can't do that.
I'm not
You can't
comparing them. I never compared those guys.
Well, you said who are they better than Jello? Kai Jones is a different position.
No, but you guys are making an argument. You guys have said just the other day when I was on here, y'all said Jello's better than JT Thor. Y'all said he's better than all these guys. Bryce McGowan.
See, listen.
Y'all said that.
Listen, you see the sleight of hand, guys?
That's
You
not a
see,
sleight of
he
hand.
said,
That's what
y'all.
y'all said.
Who said it? Who
You,
said
Dex. You, Dex.
it? You a damn lie. You know I ain't say no shit like that. I don't even talk like that.
Yes, you
All right,
did.
I don't even talk like that. You would never
Oh,
rewind.
Dex, why you
Okay,
gonna
prove
lie?
me wrong. Let's bet $100. Bet $100 that I didn't say that. You name the stream. It's recorded. We got receipts. I would bet you
No, it was
$100.
Rico.
I never said that.
It was that Rico Reckless guy. There.
All right, that's cool.
See
Nah,
how
Dex-
FYF cap?
Nah,
And
Dex
you
is
guys
cool.
think this guy's sincere in everything he say?
All right,
Yeah,
Dex is cool. So-
Why
him
y'all
out.
getting mad at me
I
because I'm
called him
counting
out.
roster spots?
That's
why-
Roster spots and shit.
I'm not a 12-year-old kid. You can't sleight of
All right,
hand
Dex,
me.
I got a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
for you.
hold on. Let's get back to the talk, right? I want to ask FY.
Wait, KNT, hold on, wait. Let me.
Hold on real quick. I just want to ask him this question while everything's calm right now, right?
Go ahead.
If you don't sign your superstar's brother, do your superstar walk?
No, Jello can't walk.
No, we talking about LaMelo. We're talking about LaMelo here.
No, LaMelo can't walk because when he's up for a contract, he'll only be a restricted free agent. And we already know that he's going to get the max. So even if another team offers him the max, he's going to match. He's not going nowhere.
We just watched Kevin Durant request a trade with 4 years left on his contract.
Hold on, let's just say Kevin Durant was not on a rookie deal and wasn't a restricted free agent.
Right. He can still get up. Listen, all the superstars nowadays.
This is why DeAndre Ayton didn't go to the Pacers because Phoenix matched. He signed with the Pacers, but Phoenix matched, so he ain't going nowhere. That's what they would do with Jello. They're not going to let Jello walk for nothing.
We're not talking about. We're not saying he's gonna walk for nothing. Now nobody.
LaMelo's not going nowhere. I don't care if he wants to leave. He's not going nowhere. He's restricted. They're going to max him. They're going to keep him. If he's disgruntled, they may move him later, but it's going to be a long time from now.
All right. So
either way, like what I'm saying is, do you want your superstar disgruntled? Period.
Bro, why do y'all keep saying he's disgruntled? He ain't disgruntled.
Brother, that situation's gonna happen. That's a bad taste in the mouth, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's how it's gonna get done. I'm trying to tell you right now.
Okay, when that happens 3 years from now, we'll.
I know 3 years from now the conversation is about to start. What year is he in? 3?
Bro,
KNT, you don't know that KNT. We don't know that.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you that this is how it works.
Y'all know it don't work like that. We
didn't watch it before, bro. The fact that you have 2 NBA players that it happened to, and you can't think it happened to him, that it can't happen to him, is just crazy to me,
bro. But I'm saying I'm just sticking to.
You're sticking to knowledge.
First of all, I'm not gonna base my opinion on Jello making the roster on how I think LaMelo might feel. That's the dumbest take.
We're not even talking about how he's gonna feel. We're talking about how it's.
I have to pick who I feel based on the roster. Based on if I think LaMelo's happy or not.
Listen, when your superstar is happy, bro, that's how you
happy to me.
For now, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy when he wasn't getting no minutes. He wasn't happy then. He wasn't happy in a lot of situations.
He looked happy in that All-Star game. He looks happy to me.
All right, so FYF, let me rephrase my question.
That's an individual accomplishment.
He's not happy, but he looks happy.
So FYF, let me rephrase my question.
This is crazy, bro. You just watch. Hold on. I just want to say this. Why did the Bucks pick up the boy Thanos? His brother. Is that the Thanos? How you said? I already said his name. Why did they pick him up?
Giannis?
Yeah, Giannis. Why did they pick him up?
They needed a backup power forward.
No, come on, bro.
He's been a pro in Europe for a long time.
He's never got in his life, bro. Come on, bro. Stop, bro. He never got in a destination, bro.
Hold on. He played a lot of basketball. He played a lot of basketball overseas and was a.
We talking about NBA, bro. What about needed overseas? If they needed a backup power forward, he would have got.
Hold on. First of all,
come on, bro.
Why are you comparing? Hold on. I'm not going to talk
terrible,
about
bro. You say he played a lot of games overseas, bro. You want to be right that bad, bro?
All right, bro.
That's crazy.
Okay, you can have it.
So FYF, because Dex, I know and Flight, I know you want to come back in. So FYF, let me rephrase my question. Let me rephrase my question earlier. Right. In what scenario do you see Jello making the Hornets? So FYF, since you
Yeah,
mentioned the
FYF
number,
getting his head busted. Y'all don't need me.
hold
No,
on.
I'm just not.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
that's
just
why
not
you're
a.
not stating no
Right, so
facts.
FYF,
Yeah, you
so
just
FYF.
not
Hold on, I
stating no
counted
facts.
roster spots. Y'all said feelings.
Hold on, let me know.
Well,
Next,
no,
next,
how the NBA, how your superstar feels matters, bro. The work environment matters, bro. When your superstar, listen.
Oh.
Go ahead, though.
I'll let you answer your question. All right, so FYF, my question is, let me rephrase it because before it was, in what scenario do you see Jello getting called up? So I'm gonna rephrase my question to, will there be space for Jello anytime during this Hornet season? Since you counted the roster, will there be any space for
No.
Jello? That's my question for you.
There's no space. There's no space. The roster space don't
And
make
there
no
we
sense.
have it, everyone on Flight TV.
When you look at all of the players that they still have rights
We
to,
already got him documented.
That's literally what I just said.
they
If
don't
it's
have
not
rights
year,
on the roster.
bro, that's why I said it's not year 3, it's year 4. It's when them contracts about to start talking, bro.
They don't
That's
have space
around.
on the roster this year. We're talking about this year.
That's
Not
why I said
next
year
year.
3, year 4. So you add the 4th year in what I said then. So you can't really argue and agree with me at the same time. I literally said if it's not
I said they can't pick up Jello because there's literally no
in year
space on the roster.
you can't pick him up in year 3. So you're so if I
Bro,
said
we're
if it,
talking about this season.
but we were talking about he literally that he didn't say this season. He said how would Jello get on the roster? He did not say this season. Stop trying to move the goalpost.
I can only assume that he's talking about next
I
season.
don't do assuming. This is Flight Sports TV. These are facts.
Oh my
We
god!
don't do
So you saying so you asking me how did he get on the Hornets? So you're asking me how did
They
he
just
get on the
told you,
Hornets?
if not year 3,
Hold
it's
on,
year.
let me clarify the question. So you saying you asking me how does he get on the Hornets 2 years from now?
No,
No.
I'm asking this year. No, I'm asking this year.
Okay, that's what I thought he was referring to this year.
He didn't say that.
So
He
he just-
he literally asked me. I only
Okay,
can
ask the guy to clarify his question. Let him tell you what he was.
that's why I said it's not year 3, it's year 4. I literally
He
said
just said he was talking about this
No,
year
I'm talking
coming.
about
he
this
just
year,
said that the first time. He just said that the first time. I only can answer the question he asked me. But he literally says, "How does Jello get on a Hornets roster?" and doesn't say what
He was
year.
referring to this year, bro. He was talking to me.
This year.
It's about you got to ask the right question if you want the right answer.
Bro,
Thank you
I
for
knew
the
what he was
grammar
talking about. I didn't need
correction,
clarification. I understood
yeah,
the question.
this year.
I didn't need clarity. This
Yeah,
year,
this year.
there's no.
This year, that's what I said. It cannot happen this year, but it's going to happen. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, but that's all I was saying.
We done watched Gary Payton. We done watched a lot of these dudes. We watched league players be in the G League 5-6 years. But if you fumble like this, bro, you never seen a player like this bring ticket sales like this, bro. That's on you, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I got a question for
Hold on.
everybody.
Y'all
Right.
overblow ticket sales. Ticket sales is
hold on,
very,
hold
very
on.
irrelevant.
Bro, this is an NBA.
Hold on, y'all. Right, I'm asking you. I want to pose a question to all of y'all right now. What does Liangelo Ball need to work on before FYF go on his soliloquy? KNT, tell me everything Jello need to work on.
I seen he needs the same thing with Lonzo. He needs to get more of a go-to move. He needs to like he got the jump hook in the post. I like that. That's for sure. And his passing ability is there, but he needs to work on his lateral ability, like the way he can move up and down on the defense. He needs to when he comes around these screens on defense, you can see he gets lost a lot. Not even lost, but it's like slow to move, slow after the pick. You see what I'm saying? So with Jello, he needs to work on that right there because he got the defense. He's already locked in. And he needs to work on his dribbling and his moves like that. But other than that, he needs to bring his shooting percentage up because his percentages are kind of low in the summer league. So, and they judge a lot of their shooters on percentage wise. So if he can stay around that 35 to 40% range, he'd be good.
I'll go next. Flight.
You're
What
good,
Jello
bro.
work, what Jello needs to work on, just get minutes. Jello.
Yo, bro, that's real. I like it.
He just
He
needs
gets
minutes.
the game in 12 and 12 minutes. No question.
That's
5
it.
for now.
Give Jello
Yo.
20 minutes and let's see what he could do. That's all.
It'll be different if he got them minutes and he wasn't doing that. Then we can agree with YF. But when we see him, whenever he comes in and gets an opportunity, he balls out, and the fans, and we go to these games only for him. People gotta really go put in the fact of that, like Dex said, these are billionaires. It's about revenue. You see what I'm saying? The entertainment is how they get the revenue. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, why are you why are you getting the fans ready to putting them on everything? ESPN, Sports Center, all that. One person's face. Don't even get in the game. How is he the marquee player? He didn't even play that game. That lets you know
Somebody said
that's lucrative, bro. It's
somebody said
lucrative
Jello.
to have on the team, bro.
Somebody said Jello needs to lose 10 pounds.
No, he looks good, bro. He looks good. Like he looks good. The shot looks good. He just need to bring his percentages up. That's it. And like he needs to work on it on the defense so he can get that 3 and D lock. That's his position right there.
Yeah.
He has the physical ability. IQ.
Like I say he need to get more minutes.
A lot of y'all don't understand his IQ, bro. He just like his brothers. His IQ is elite. That dude he has a high IQ of basketball too. A lot, like even on that one pass where they try to throw the ball and he already jumped, seen where the pass was going and stole the intercepted the ball. You see what I'm saying? That wasn't even his man. He's seeing things before it happened, like Lonzo and LaMelo be doing. What you think, Flight?
So repeat the question.
No, I said, what do you think about Jello? A lot of people don't talk about it, but like his IQ is really, really high in the basketball IQ. Like even like I said, I explained like on defense when they threw the ball, he seen where the ball was going to go. He went over there and stole the ball. It wasn't even his man that he stole it from.
Yeah, good point, man. I agree with you, man. I think Jello definitely is underrated defensively. He definitely don't get enough credit. You're right. Defensively and with the IQ, he showed that in the with the Drew League. He didn't really get much of an opportunity to show it. He definitely showed it in some spurts. But I mean, it is what it is. There's still a lot more time to show that. It's not over for Jello. He will be getting into some type of situation, whether it's Greensboro or somewhere else.
I got a question though for you. If Jello gets 30 minutes a game consistently, will the G League start jumping?
Wait, huh?
Not only will he start jumping, but he will be getting called up.
Be honest. If Jello got 30 minutes a game in the G League will start jumping.
I don't think I've ever seen a double team in the G League game.
You said what?
I don't think I've ever seen a double team in the G League game.
Not even. We're not talking about a double team. We're talking about like it's going to be like one of them high viewed games, like one of these people going to be watching.
Oh, that can happen.
And nobody watches the G League at all. But with Jello, what you think if Jello would consistently get minutes? How many podcasters and ball family creators and all these people that wanted? And another thing too, the haters want you to lose. They watch you the most. They want him to fail so bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you feel me? They want him to fail so bad. You feel me? Them dudes
that's a shame. And that's a shame.
They happens with everybody.
That's the type of vibe I'm getting from these crackheads. That's a shame, man.
Not even
a shame.
I don't like how you just added that to the panel. I was just talking about the fans. So that was kind of a low ball situation.
The coach too.
No, we're not talking about the coach. The coach actually said Jello is a baller. Like that, he really gave God.
Play him 20 minutes. If Jello is a baller, play him 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be agreeing with that. Like if you want to put him on every ticket, put him in the game, right? You making money off that dude. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he box office. Because we listen. How many people?
Give you guys an inside scoop real quick.
How many people in the chat right now?
Listen, KNT, hold on. Let me give you an inside scoop about this situation. Liangelo do not owe nobody no favor, right?
Nope.
Because he got his brother as a marquee in that organization. And a lot of these other players that comes in, a lot of this become nepotism with you scratch my back, I scratch yours with agents and things of that nature. You follow what I'm saying? They get certain kickbacks. If you get, say for instance, if you go to another team, right? Say I don't make it there, but Coach Sternkamp gave me every opportunity to make it. Charlotte didn't really need my skill set. So I go to another team. And now I become pretty good at this team. And I might even have a voice to some degree. And then all of a sudden they're looking for a strength coach, or they're looking for a bench coach, or they're looking for someone to hold the clipboard and do the analytics for the head coach. And then they say, well, we're looking at the guy down in Charlotte who was coaching the G League in Greensboro in the summer league, and what's your name? What you played up under him. What you think about this guy?
That's real.
And Jello don't have to do that with nobody. He ain't got to kiss nobody butt. He ain't got to promise nobody nothing, because my brother in this organization is a marquee player. My brother in the other organization is a standout.
No, so add one more thing to what you're saying, Dex. I'm the marquee player of the G League. Keep it honest. I'm the marquee player of the G League.
But they don't have no problem with Jello being the G League.
I know, but listen.
Trying to get into the roster. Trying to get into the roster.
Hold on real quick. That's what I was meaning to add into your list. You said LaMelo is his brother is the marquee player of the NBA team, right? And he's the marquee player of the G League. Be honest. Like they took it over immediately, silently, bro. Nobody want to look at it like that and give him his respect. He came on that team and don't even get minutes, and he's the marquee player. He don't even got to get in the game. I don't even got to be in the court, and everybody want me to be there. They know I'm not getting. They're gonna go to the game hoping I get into the game, bro.
And also listen to this, KNT. Everybody who's anti-Jello always say we fanboys, we capping, but is the media capping? That's what capping is. Is NBA TV capping? Is ESPN, regardless if it's ESPNU, ESPN2, or ESPN the parent channel, are they capping? Because I could have sworn the last time that the Greensboro Swarm or the Charlotte Hornets Summer League played on TV, who did they highlight?
That's real.
So are they capping?
Okay,
since it's easy for y'all to call us cappers, what about the people that you like to lick their butt? The old media. What about old media? Your buddies, your friends. You follow what I'm saying? Are they capping too? Are you calling old media out for showing Jello? Pause. For showing Jello all the freaking time, every time they get an opportunity to? Because they're your friends. Old media's your friends. You want to be like them. So call out your buddies.
I got another question for you. What's the boy Dave? B, the new person? I forgot his name. I want to get his name right if I would talk to it.
B Morale, me, yeah.
B Morale, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the Hornets is lit now with LaMelo, right? What would the Hornets be like if Jello was on the team with his brother?
Oh, they're going to the playoffs.
No, not even about playoffs. We talking about the impact. People coming.
Yeah. Oh, now it'll be sold out shows, pocket full of. Nah, that's a Bow Wow line. But
no, be honest with yourself. You like you said, it'll be sold out, right?
Yeah, it'll be sold out. It'll be sold out.
When you play the Hornets, bro, you get like when LeBron comes to I always say this on flight, right? I go to the Sixers games a lot, right? When the game, the seats out, the regular seats, right, were the lowest ones on the joint, right, might be $40 on a regular day, right? Whenever they play the Lakers, the minimum is $270 because LeBron's on the team. You see what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna be to see the ball boys, bro.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and they'll be scoring 130 points a game. Yeah, it'll be fire. Like,
hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you pass up that bag? That's on you.
Right. You're right.
That's
I'm saying, but see, that's KNT. There you go. We got to follow the money.
I always say that.
What?
Real quick, Dex. And if you sign his brother, you got two brothers for their whole career. People don't look at it like that, bro.
Over with, KNT. Please do not think that's over with.
Like on that end, like
only beginning.
In the NBA market where people leave every 2 to 4 years, you got the brothers locked in forever. And after
y'all just drafted a guard. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to consider that, Thunder, you just drafted a guard with Dalen Terry.
Name one person that went to go see Cam McGriff.
Look, KNT, we know this.
Be honest with yourself, that matters in the NBA, bro.
KNT, you got to tell Mitch Kupchak this. Like, we understand.
I know it. A lot of people, just like the Pistons, they fumbled the bag too. They having billboards of Jello all over Detroit and didn't put them in the game.
And there you have it.
That's lame.
Muhammad.
Tell Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that Michael Jordan, like you said, he a billionaire. They became billionaires trying to get to that revenue. The entertainment is to get more revenue. You see what I'm saying? So, like you said, if they put Liangelo on that team, they can put the tickets high. Why wouldn't they do that? I don't even care who it is. He don't even got to get in the.
KNT, you on track, but you're missing some of the foundation. They have the Martin twins.
Yeah, exactly.
How easy was that? How easy did you have the Martin twins on your team?
Bro, like,
they wasn't no marquee. They wasn't moving no needle, nothing. They barely made the roster. They just became good this year, really. You folks said after being a crash dummy for Melo's rookie season. Now they're flourishing. We appreciate them for flourishing. But I knew they was going to flourish because they just play hard. They wasn't good, but they just play hard. And anytime you play hard, to be rewarded. Do not Jello play hard?
Jello play hard in the game. That's one thing. He's locked in. Like I said earlier, the silent assassins. LaMelo's the outspoken one, and the other two are silent assassons.
But
They don't say a lot, do a lot.
Dex, can I respond to that, Dex? You said that does Jello not play hard? Look, everyone who wants Jello to make it, right? We have to look at it like this. Jello hasn't played professionally since like high school, and even high school is not professional. Like he played with the JBA and he played in Lithuania for a little bit, but it's not like LaMelo where he came from the NBL where you can see him against professional talent. Jello hasn't played professionally in 4 years until he got to the G League, and I think that's
Summer League. Till he got to Summer League.
Yeah, but the thing, it didn't matter. The first game he dropped 22.
You right.
It don't matter, bro. Like that, dudes like that, man. I respect dudes like that. I want them to be dudes like. Listen, I'm gonna tell you about dudes like that, bro. Dudes like Jello, like they do this for real. Like dudes that, like I'm telling you, like you can ice cold the dude, right? He had 20. Name another player that get 22 in the G League and then get no minutes the next game. You see what I'm saying? And then the next 5 games they don't give him no minutes, and then he comes right in and has one of those 16 points in 16-minute games, just like he did in this time. You know what I'm saying? To show you what he can.
All that is over with. I'm trying to tell you. Even though we witnessed what happened in the Summer League and he get no minutes that last game, trust you me. Listen, I'm gonna tell you again. LaMelo requested 3 things, right? Those 3 things in its totality has yet to be met, but 2 out of the 3 has been met. So if they give him 2 out of 3, you don't think they'll cap it off with the 3rd?
It makes sense on both sides, bro. You get a marquee player. His jerseys is gonna sell out too. Be honest.
Everything.
People gonna buy Jello jerseys. Like that's what I'm saying. It's not just gonna be LaMelo bringing in the bag. You got a whole nother player bringing in the bag. You see what I'm saying? You got 2 marquee players, and it makes good for your superstar. Now he's happy. It works both from both sides. You want to make a lot of money, your superstar be happy. It makes sense.
I believe if you keep trying to sell him saying that he's making the G League hot, do you want him to stay in the G League?
No, we're not talking about the G League hot. We're talking about he gonna make the G League hot immediately, and then they're gonna straight up to put at least. I was just talking about like
what I'm saying is if he's making the G League.
Hold on, him was talking about. I asked him real quick. I asked him what was his name? B what?
I heard you. I heard everything.
Wow.
I've been listening.
Yeah. I asked them about what would the Hornets be like their culture be like if Jello went up to the main team. You know what I'm saying? With that, but that's what we were talking about. You see what I'm saying? So speaking on him as the NBA team, but he's going to make everything hot. He's already making the G League hot. They're already making money off of him.
I understand. I understand. You like everybody talking about how to piss.
That'll make you go watch the team.
I heard you. What I'm saying is, if Jello's raising the G League stock, then and he's the only thing that's bringing attention and bringing money and merchandise sales, why would they remove him from that?
I said that earlier too. I did say that earlier too. That's what I said. I said it can be a double-edged sword. I said that earlier. It can be a double-edged sword because he can be making the G League so much money that they don't even want to bring him up because nobody else is bringing in the revenue.
And then also when y'all talk about the Martin twins, the one thing that Martin twins in college was known as scorers. They were twins. They were the same team. They were known as scorers. The one thing that they did when they got to the next level was, and you have to give them some credit for this, is they completely reverted their style of play and became known as defender hustle type guys. And so when you look at the NBA, almost every player in the NBA on lower levels were great scorers. I mean, you look at Pat Beverly in college. I mean, in high school, was putting up 30 a game with the best of them.
Right.
That's what I just told you. When we talk about in the NBA level, is Charlotte looking for Liangelo to come in and knock down a few extra threes? Is that what they're looking at? From
we're not even talking about giving them.
Let me finish. Let me get to it. Let me finish where I'm going. I'm talking about things that he could do to find himself on an NBA roster. Any NBA roster. I'm not just talking about Charlotte.
I agree with you, FYF.
What I'm saying is when you have to get to the NBA level, I'm going to be looking at all of the other things that I need you to do. It's a bonus that you can make a 3 every now and then, but at the NBA level, he's not going to be getting play calls called for him. He might get a few You know, he might get a few time bombs at the end of a shot clock that he may have to chuck up, but they're going to need him to do other things. And so when you say, what do I need to see him do better to get to the league? Because that was Flight's original question.
Yeah.
Well, then I need to see a bigger impact on the game, on winning and losers. When we talk about defensive win shares, when we talk about defensive rating, I need to see your defense and all other aspects of your game have an impact on winning outside of you just being able to shoot the ball when you catch it. Because it's not realistic. It's not realistic to ask them to put the ball on the floor and drive. But the problem with that is
he did that. He did that.
No, he didn't. Because when you look at
yes, he did.
no, hold on, let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is, if I'm going off that concept, which is probably the basketball side of things to get to the pros, his G League defensive numbers don't translate into that type of player. Remember, he had a defensive rating. Hold on, Dex. Let me finish. He had a 121
Josh is not
defensive
spitting
rating.
facts right now. Sorry.
He had a 121 defensive rating in the G League last year.
Careful what you agree with.
That was one of the worst in the G League. And so now, is it minutes? Are you guys going to say it was the minutes that affected that horrible output on the defensive side of the ball? I don't know what you want to blame it on, but the things that you need to see him do are things that you saw the the twins do, which was defend with reckless abandon and be able to impact the game on that side of the ball. Because he's not going to be a go-to scorer if he goes up. He's not going to be looked at to score. They're going to have plenty of those. They're going to need him to do the other things. And can he have an impact doing the other things? That's the biggest question.
I agree. And hold on real quick, Dex. He agreed with me 1,000 because earlier, right?
But we got to do some fact checking here.
Real quick, no, we're going to talk about facts, though. Because remember, I even said that earlier. Remember, I told you he need to work on his lateral quickness on defense because the way he's going to get in is going to be a 3 or D player.
You're debating something from a wrong perspective.
I'm not debating.
FYF said, hold on. I know we like to talk. We're very loquacious. I understand.
Hold on real quick. I'll put the camera on me real quick.
I have to get back to what FYF said. He claimed that the Martin twins, or Cody Martin, I guess he's the best one of the two, was a scorer in college. I just want to know, what college was he that scorer at?
Real shit.
Shots fired.
That's real.
FYI.
That's real.
You guys got to be careful when you guys say somebody's speaking straight facts.
I was talking about more about the
chat. I got to go with the chat because I see the chat is just real weak right now. I'm surprised.
Needs to work on. Hold on real quick, Dex. We would talk. Me and FY.
They both played in Nevada. They made it to the tournament a few years. They carried that Nevada team to because they played with one of my homies, Kendall Stevens, who came from Purdue and went down.
No, we're not knocking all that. We just want to know what college did they because they played at two colleges.
Oh, Nevada.
So Nevada, there was a score. Well, Josh Jackson.
No, hold on. They came to the same team. They ended up transferring to the same school together. I'm talking about the school that they transferred to together.
Yeah, that's Nevada. They transferred to Nevada. It was at North Carolina State. But what I'm saying is that, according to Josh Jackson, he said Cody Martin averaged 12 points a game in his last 2 seasons in college. Is that considered a score?
No.
That's less than what
hold on. In college,
that's a score.
In college, that's a score.
Yeah, because they're mad. Everybody.
In college, that's a score.
No,
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Lonzo averaged 14, and Lonzo's not known as no score.
Lonzo was a scorer in college. Yes, he was.
Lonzo was scoring in college.
Oh my God.
He really was.
You don't have to put up 25 a game to be a scorer.
Are you guys really going to try me on this?
A lot of
came out of college as a scorer.
Oh, 12.
Are you serious?
Hold on, you can be a scorer because that Nevada team.
Are you really serious?
Hold on, Dex. When you look at that Nevada team, it was one of the most balanced teams that they had.
I'm not talking about nothing like that.
To the tournament. He was a scorer.
All I want to know, which one was the score and what school were you referring to? You list them as a score. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Talking about when he was at his peak. He was at his peak in Nevada.
And now you want to try to convince me that Lonzo was a scorer in college, averaging 14 points?
I said Lonzo was a scorer at UCF.
That ain't what Lonzo was known for.
No, that's not what he was known for, but he was a scorer
and
on that
one
team.
He wasn't drafted for. No, TJ Leaf was a scorer.
We know that, but he was still one of the better scorers in college basketball.
Damn, you're just gonna really consist.
Okay, so Lonzo wasn't a good scorer in college, you guys.
He's not even known. Listen, Lonzo wasn't known for.
We're not
scoring.
talking
He led the
about what
nation
was
in
his best
assists.
attribute.
CLA and scoring. That's crazy.
That's what he
He
got
was-
drafted for. His playmaking
He got
ability.
drafted. I didn't say what he got drafted for. But he was still.
Well, that's what
one
you're
of the
known
best
for.
scorers. He was one of the best scorers in college. At that
Can you
college
guys
level.
believe what FYF is trying to?
Think
What
about
are
it,
y'all
Jackson.
talking about? Are you crazy? Lonzo
You don't want to
dominated
sound
college
crazy because I
basketball.
know damn sure well Lonzo wasn't known as no scorer.
No,
He-
chat.
I ain't say he
my
can't
God.
score.
Zion. Give me Zion's points per game in college. Somebody in the chat. Give me Zion's points per game in college. My fault, fellas. Go ahead.
But RJ Barrett was their
It
guy.
was in the 20s. I don't have the
And look at
exact
RJ
number.
Barrett. And look at RJ Barrett.
Hold on,
Yeah, he
Devin
was a
Booker.
scoring
Devin
power.
Booker was a scorer coming off the bench at Kentucky.
And how much he averaged?
Not a lot.
Devin Booker wasn't known for scoring at Kentucky.
What? So
Wow,
that's
are you
why he
kidding me?
was a lottery pick just because he could shoot threes.
No, because his potential, he was everything. He was athletic. He could play some
Bro.
D. He can play make.
Bro, Devin Booker
was a
playing
little bit of
defense? Are you
everything.
serious?
In college, we talking in college now. We ain't talking pros.
All right, okay, Dex.
I'm surprised at you,
I'm gonna let
FYF.
this. I'm gonna digress from
But
this.
see, but Dex,
Damn.
but Dex is what I mentioned earlier. What FYF is basically saying is the Martin twins, they played a higher level of basketball, right, to get them to the NBA, whereas Jello didn't play college. He
We're
went
not
to
even talking
Lithuania.
about Jello. Remember, he
are. No.
put Lonzo in that category
No,
as a scorer
no,
too.
but what because
We already know
That's
Lonzo
why-
was
that's
an
why-
NBA player.
let me say this.
Oh,
Let me say this, Dex, because everybody's mentioning.
Hello, you went off on the Cody Martin.
Hold on, wait. KNT. Let me mention this because everybody's mentioning, the Cooper brothers in the NBA. The Martin brothers made it, but those guys.
CJ Gaines said, I have no idea what I'm
Let me
talking
finish. Wait, let me finish.
We're talking about that. We mentioned them because they don't even get in the game. He asked me. I'm gonna tell you why.
Caleb
Why I
went
said that.
undrafted. I think Cody was second
No.
round, but Caleb went undrafted.
FYF asked me, you think he'll get on there just to make the superstar happy? I said, of course. We didn't seen it with both of the Giannis brothers. You see what I'm saying?
Why
They
you guys
don't
let
even
this
get.
dude off the hook. Did he buy you guys tonight? You
No,
bought
we
y'all
let-
dinner or something?
When that situation, that's when I told
His
him.
name is FYF debate,
No, not even that. He lost
not
that debate.
FYF dialogue, not FYF
Hold on,
conversation.
Hold on, I'll let you go. I
He's
said that.
debating with you guys. You guys don't even realize it.
Listen, man, you just talking over me. Listen, he lost that first debate, and he admitted it because he said the Bucks needed a backup power forward. He played 0 minutes in his life, and he admitted to it. They
I'm
only
reading the chat. I'm the one that putting it up there, Oklahoma. I'm put you up there. I ain't here for no ego. Those cats here for the ego.
facts, no hate.
This don't move me.
This Fight Sports TV, we talking basketball, but Lonzo averaged a lot of points compared to the
He
other players.
didn't.
He was the top. He was. I'm looking. I'm about to-
Josh Jackson, would you look up who
The chat-
averaged the most for UCLA for Lonzo one and done year?
They said he led that team in scoring on the chat.
Dex,
did.
I want to finish what I was saying. What
Who
we're
was it?
saying
TJ Leaf? It wasn't no TJ Leaf.
Wait, fellas. I want to finish what I'm saying because you guys brought up the Martin brother twins and Tentacubos. I think what FYF and I are saying is those guys played a high level of basketball, and Jello didn't. Jello went straight from high school to Lithuania, and after that to JBA. So Jello is gonna have to have a level of development before.
Yeah, TJ Leaf had the team in scoring. Alonzo was second. TJ Leaf averaged 16.3.
Thank you.
But he's still top
Man,
two.
you guys are quick to agree with your own community.
Still proving
That's
him.
weird, man.
You're still proving FYF right because he's a top 2 scorer, so he was there for scoring. If you're
He's
the top,
not considered a scorer.
bro, if you're the top,
Look at RJ Barrett. Look at Zion, and then you look at what's his name, the other kid, the tall kid.
top 2
He
scorer.
play with the New York Knicks right now.
How much Zion
So you're-
average?
Reddish,
I was gonna-
Cameron Reddish. You look at that, and then you talk about first
Look,
score, second
okay,
score, and
okay,
if
then
they
just
consider a
you
score.
can use
Somebody
Bobby
got to
Portis.
score.
You can use Bobby Portis as an example. He averaged
Man,
20 a game
man,
in college,
Mike, this
but when
is
he
some
came
weird-
to the
weird
NBA,
stuff
he was
going
not
on,
a
man.
scorer. He had to revert his role. He had to change his role.
We're not even mentioning his role in the NBA. We're talking about like I said earlier. He's going to get a roster spot off of 2 things: him being either a marquee player, bringing in the revenue, which he's already doing. This is going to be at a crazier scale when he gets the NBA back in, and also the ticket sales will be going out the roof. Jersey sales out the roof. You know what I'm saying? Everything Hornets merch should be hot. You see what I'm saying?
But
That
you-
right there, and
you
also.
guys-
The fact that the Tentacuba brothers get pulled up and they got 0 minutes in their life. Jello can get in the game. Jello can get pulled up by Melo, man. That's just that right there.
Listen, I understand that we have a lot of time to talk, but I'm just trying to point out. I'm not saying I'm the mastermind here. All I'm trying to point out is if when you line up what LaMelo said, and you line up what happened with Liangelo, there's no way, giving Liangelo 0 minutes, they kicking him to the curb. That's the only thing I'm saying. I'm saying is that Liangelo, LeVar wasn't even there the last game. Keep that in mind too. Liangelo was there by himself, basically. You follow what I'm saying? So if you keep that in mind, that Liangelo got 0 minutes, and all these other players you never even heard of just running around like ants without heads, right? While Charlotte Hornets is losing a 14-point lead, it seemed like they had the game sold up. That just tells me that LaMelo and Liangelo already have something cooking that will link Liangelo to LaMelo in the Charlotte Hornet organization. That's the only thing I can surmise out of that, because there's no way you give LaMelo the keys, then you give LaMelo his jersey, and then the last request, they just like, oh, hell no, we ain't giving you the last request. Oh, hell no. Like, it's something horrible. When we have seen Blake Griffin, we seen Blake Griffin get his brother in. We seen Cousins get his brother in. We seen J.R. Smith. He has never been nowhere on LaMelo level. Get his brother in. Should we continue?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and the crazy thing, and that's what I told FYF earlier. It's crazy to me to watch all these players do it, and you say it's not possible for him.
Yeah, J.R. Smith was a problem.
That's not what I said.
But he was never on the level of LaMelo. I don't care about his dunking. That's what he was good at. He was dunking.
He was 6
He comes straight out of high school. He's dunking. He was a dunker.
Yeah,
uber athletic.
Jersey.
Okay? But I know he's a New York Knick, and you protecting him. I know you're a New York Knick and you protecting him.
Now,
but he was never a showstopper. He never fulfilled his potential. To be honest with you, J.R. Smith never fulfilled his potential. LeBron saved him. LeBron resurrected his career.
Did you see that man in Denver?
He was on his way out.
Yeah, J.R. Smith was a problem.
Did you see that man in New York and Denver? What did you miss? What are you talking about? That man was dunking all over. Did you see this man do the reverse dunk down baseline?
Guys, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about moments.
That's a showstopper.
Listen, no, a showstopper is somebody that, listen, Vince Carter's a showstopper, okay? J.R. Smith,
J.R. Smith was doing that. Yes,
Tracy
he was.
McGrady is a showstopper.
J.R. Smith was doing that.
J.R. was doing that.
No, Frighty's not a showstopper. He have moments. No, John Starks had moments.
You tripping,
no, I'm not tripping. Your guys are just Knicks fans.
No, I'm not a Knicks fan. I hate the Knicks, but J.R. Smith was killing people.
You're just trying to find something to disagree with.
No, I'm not.
Oh, man. Can you tell me what did J.R. Smith?
I got no reason to side.
Can you tell me that people was coming to sell out? I mean, J.R. Smith was selling out games and people flying in from everywhere.
Yes.
No, it was for Carmelo Anthony. Stop it, Flight.
But people was coming to see
anything that was with Denver was with Carmelo Anthony.
Bro, I don't know what you missed. You need to go watch.
And anything with New York was with Carmelo Anthony. J.R. Smith was not that dude. Like KNT said, he was not him.
Yes,
I'm not tripping. I watched a billion basketball. I seen Harold Miner play. What did J.R. Smith do more than Harold Miner?
Everything.
What did J.R. Smith do more than Robert Pack? Come on, man. Y'all need to stop that.
Why you trying to compare?
Wasn't no showstopper. Wasn't no showstopper. How many All-Stars did he make? This showstopper you talking about?
We're not talking about
his potential. He should have been Dwayne Wade. He should have been a poor man D-Wade.
I'm only asking you. He was with Carmelo Anthony. He was with Carmelo Anthony on 2 tours of duty.
He was
How many All-Stars did he make?
He was a high scorer though. A lot of players.
I'm asking y'all a question now. Can chat? You hear me asking them, right?
When they lost to the Lakers.
He was hooping, bro.
Dude, what's hooping? A whole lot of NBA players hoop. Or they showstoppers.
Shooting threes, Dex.
He was never on the level of LaMelo. Never.
Man, you tripping. Boy, you got to stop, Dex.
He never was on the level of LaMelo. Never, ever.
LaMelo or
That's what I'm
Liangelo?
saying.
LaMelo or Liangelo? I'm not saying he on LaMelo level, but he would definitely on Liangelo level.
Actually, how many All-Stars did he make?
But watch this. Watch this.
Go look it up. You got time. Go look it up.
Gerald Smith went from high school straight to the NBA. That was like a thing.
I know
back
that.
in the day.
I know that. I know he did. So did
That was
LaMelo,
the thing.
didn't he? Did LaMelo go from high school straight to the NBA?
He would have. He would have.
Yeah,
He went
technically,
pro.
right?
He went to the NBA.
But I'm just saying though, he didn't play college.
No, you're right.
Bobby moving the needle. Yo, put the camera up on me real quick, Flight. Can you see me?
No, we can't see.
You see the LKL jet, you know what I'm saying? Ever since this, I already knew he was locked in, man. When he went overseas as a young bull, you know what I'm saying? This is Liangelo. But anyway, that's what I wanted to show y'all. It's real support on the other end, Flight Sports TV, this KNT radio right here. Dudes like Liangelo Ball, man, they get what they deserve, man. Like, as much as y'all want to say, when you work towards something every day and really grind, he said the same thing. I just want to get in the league. And he's really, every time he get a shot, bro, he come in and do what he's supposed to do. What can you do in 4 minutes? What can you do in 5 minutes? But when he got a chance to get at least 10 plus minutes, he was effective. 5 for 9. You know what I'm saying? When he gets chances, and they see that, bro. What the first step is them giving him some real minutes in the G League. And I'm telling you, if he balls out with these legit minutes you at least give him the minutes. If you give him the minutes and he don't do nothing, we wrong. You know what I'm saying? But what we seen when they give him the minutes, we see high scoring outages, and I don't want to care about that. Used to score this. A lot of players see him.
I'm not saying he can't make an NBA team.
Yeah, 100%. He gonna make the Hornets.
I'm saying as a specialist, I could see him being a specialist on a legit already ready to go competing team.
I agree.
The team needs a specialist. We're talking about the Charlotte Hornets team. Y'all think just because I'm saying he can't be on the Charlotte Hornets team that he can't make any team. What I'm saying is with the Charlotte Hornets team, with holes all over the place, to be honest, really only one roster spot available. They already signed Bryce McGowan to a two-way. What's holding them up from giving Liangelo the two-way if they wanted to give it to him? They already gave one away. What's the wait? What you waiting on if you really wanted to give it to him?
I think I'm gonna give this.
That applies to everybody though, FYI. You're right. That applies to everybody.
Bryce McGowan didn't even play a summer league game. I think he might have played one before they gave him the two-way. Like he hadn't really proven anything.
No, but that's their guy though. That was their guy regardless.
No, he's
that applies to everybody outside of Bryce McGowan. Why are they waiting, right?
They picked him up in the draft. We're talking about an undrafted person versus a person who literally got drafted. That's the same situation with James Bouknight when he was the 11th.
He was a first-round draft pick.
No, but second-round picks don't have nothing guaranteed. Second-round picks don't have nothing.
But a lot of times they pick that player and they want to see what he can do. Like you know what I mean? A lot of times
Thank you, Josh Jackson. I really appreciate you, bro. I really appreciate you doing your work.
There.
I might have to shoot you a cash app, bro.
What you just said right there.
You're doing your diligence. Everybody else is not doing no diligence.
If they want you, they sign you.
But it's a different NBA too.
Listen. Hold on real quick.
Liangelo will be the easiest contract in the league.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Like we just have reasons for him to be in the NBA, and we also had a business reason why they should keep him in the G League. You know what I'm saying? Remember, me and you both came to that same conclusion.
He's 100% going to be in the G League, and I have no question about that.
That's where I had him at. That's why I had him.
I'm saying we're talking about if he wants to get on an NBA roster. I'm saying if he really wants to push for a roster spot, he needs to leave Charlotte and go look for a team that really needs a specialist that can utilize him because Charlotte don't value what he does best. They don't value that.
Draft them, don't they have the rights? I think.
No, they have his G League right. They have his G League rights, but I don't even know if they have those rights anymore.
Huh?
I don't even know.
You see that Josh and Rap got unloaded? They can't run. I'm talking to the chat. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I think that's what's holding him back. He could have been with the team,
but remember, Charlotte bought his rights from. I think some team bought his rights from OKC. Like it's easy to get G League rights if you really want to play out the G League. It's not very hard. And it's not very expensive.
Okay.
Or Liangelo could just walk away. He could terminate whatever agreement he has with them and walk away and say, "I'm going to pursue something else."
Idea. He needs to stay in the
That's not a good idea. He can't afford to do that and have that look on.
No, but you got to understand, if he has value, he wouldn't be scared to do that. If he know he has legitimate NBA value, why would he be scared from walking away from this team?
And we don't know that FYF, at least not right now. He's not getting minutes.
He's not even getting minutes right now. You don't got enough leverage for that. I wouldn't even bank on that. That's a terrible idea. I think that your way in is to first get those minutes. That's your first. You see what I'm saying? Get the respect of the coach so you can get those minutes. That's your first go-to. How
The
you?
coach, but it's the coach that's not giving him the minutes.
But that's what I said. You got to
Right.
get respect from the coach. That's part of the getting the respect. Yeah. And you put the respect in by working your way. The second year is different. The first year, they do a lot of favoritism for all the people that's been there. But when you play the second year,
That's true. Yep. There you go, Canty. Now you smoking. You smoking
Hold on,
now.
hold on. But I can look to a lot of first year players that they
Man,
get
why you cut
drafted. They got
Canty off, man?
they got a ton of minutes in the G League.
well, you're talking about you're just naming players and saying you can talk about that, but we're talking about Jello here. But we're talking about this is what he needs to do is to work and get these minutes.
No, right.
We're not saying it's possible that he can't get minutes, but there's also you can't just because it's possible that he can't get minutes. There's still also a possibility that he can get minutes.
No,
So
but hold on. My issue with Charlotte, even with the G League team, is the G League team and the Summer League team have both shown that they
we don't know.
give him minutes.
We don't know what Guy has, and when Guy has it, it's going to happen, bro.
I'm gonna ask Flight a question real quick, guys. Hold on one second. Flight, hold on one second. Flight,
Yeah.
yo, Flight.
Life work, bro. When you work
Hold
towards
on, guys. Hold on. I'm asking Flight a question. Flight.
What's the question?
Oh, yeah. Are these pictures that up here? Is it from this year or last year, or one from last year and one from this year? What's one's from this year?
I'm be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that the one from left for sure is last year. The one
Those
on the
are
right,
last
I
year
would have
for
to
sure.
double check. But I know the
Because
one
you
on the
can see
left is
one-
last year.
Yeah, one of them you can see that he's more cut up, and he got a little more girth. Can you tell the difference?
Pause. But yeah,
Those,
my bad.
those look like last year.
Now this is this year, so that one in the white is this year, because that's the layup he
Yeah.
made against Chicago.
Yeah,
know
both of
that.
them
yeah.
are
And
this
Jello had
year.
dreads. Yeah, Jello had dreads this year. Yeah.
Right.
So I guess the
So-
other one was last year.
Both
Right,
of
there was
these
the skinny
years.
one.
I like the big
Both of
throw.
them. Wait, go back again. Go back again. You see that? Tattoo says relentless. Oh yeah, that's right. Both of them is this year. Huh?
No. Look at
Oh,
Oh,
Jello's
those
hair.
are last year.
Because
look at his
he has
hair.
braids here. The other one he has like a little ponytail.
He has dreads. Yeah.
Okay, that white one was from last year, right?
No,
Yeah,
both of them
these
were from
pictures
last
are this year. Both of these pictures is this year, right here.
The other ones
Sure.
are from last year.
No, but one of them is a different braid of hairstyle. Flight.
He had the big throw too this year.
The one in the white.
Bro, those are last year.
That's
man.
a different hairstyle.
Yeah, those are
Because
last
this year, yeah, he had a lot of braids on his head.
He
He had it in the
dreads this year,
ponytail.
Dex. Yeah.
He dreads, okay.
He looked skinnier and more lean, didn't he? Last year.
I'm sorry, Isaiah
Somewhat.
Curry. My bad. Good gracious. So yeah, so you can see Jello bulked up, right? In the white, he's bulked up, but in the blue, he looks a little thinner, maybe because his arms are stretched out. But when you go to the picture this year, the one, okay, go back, Flight.
And yes, chat, we are discovering which hair does Jello have. Yes, chat, we are.
No, because we trying to say because
That's
people saying he
Dex.
was out of shape. No, because see, a lot of people be capping, man. And then
Hold
people
on.
go with the narrative because it sounds good.
Hold on.
Because
We
it's
didn't say
anti-Jello.
it. The coach said he was conditioning wasn't right.
Yeah, which I
Listen,
don't
go
believe.
back to the other picture.
But the coach said it, not me. I mean, what you want me to do? Say the coach lying?
I'm not saying that he was. We talking about he was. Some people talking about he was fat and looking sluggish.
No,
Yeah,
is he
somebody said
heavier?
he's-
Yes.
Conditioning don't have anything to do with your weight.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Gain 20 pounds and go try to run.
No, because there's people that can play with weight, like Zion, like Charles Barkley. There's people, Shaq. So that don't mean that because you're a little heavy, you're out of conditioning.
What happened? What happened when they
Conditioning, you
gained
could be
weight?
skinny. Hey, you could be skinny and be out of conditioning.
What happened when they
Chat
gained
hungry.
weight?
Say that again.
What happened when they gained weight?
If you can carry your weight and be good, that means you're good. If you can't carry your weight, then that's a whole different story. You need to lose it. But what
Yeah, I
I'm
agree
saying,
with
you could be
Dex on
thin.
that, yeah.
You could be thin and be out of conditioning. So,
Do you
Not-
think
not in
Kenny Lofton
condition.
can play in the NBA at that weight, or would they make him cut weight before they pull him up to the Memphis?
He could play
spot?
at that weight. I
I don't know if he can play the NBA. He's going. Yeah, that's against summer league players. There's a difference between dropping 30 in the summer league and doing it in the NBA.
Yeah, but Dex is right. You had players like Shaq and Charles Barkley who had a lot of weight and they balled out.
Yeah, but those are big men that weren't really required to be sprinting all over the perimeter. And
I'm just
trying
saying
to
though.
sprint open
Listen,
for
we
threes.
can't keep kicking the can. If you're gonna,
No.
if you're gonna correlate, if you're gonna correlate
I'm on Dex
being
with this one.
weighty to be
Hold on.
not
Dex.
in condition, then that's different.
Oliver Miller could play center in the NBA at 300 plus pounds.
Thank you.
You can be out of shape and play center. Liangelo's playing guard. When was the last 250-pound guard you saw running around
Right.
He's
out
not
of shape?
250 pounds, dude.
I'm
Stop
just giving an example.
No, give him his weight. He's 230. He's 20
Okay,
pounds
that's
less
two.
than that.
Okay, so
So you're
saying
misleading. Don't be
okay,
misleading.
so Dex, the way you can indicate if the weight is an issue is
Yep,
you
I
look
agree.
at
Auto 100. Barkley
look
going
at
up
the-
and down that
you-
court.
you
know
look
what's
at the
called Barkley?
foul.
The
Yeah,
round mound rebound.
but you know what Barkley also said? Who made
Barkley
him get in
take it-
shape? Moses Malone made him
Moses
get in
Malone.
shape.
Moses Malone made him
What
get in
if-
better shape.
How come Moses Malone didn't say, "Okay, you fine playing this heavy"?
Okay, hold on. FYF. See, you're tricking the kids. See,
Now I'm
you're tricking the kids, and this is how you're tricking the kids. What was Rifleman? Wasn't Rifleman a Husky guard?
I don't know who the hell these old ass guards you talking about is.
Fat Lever.
Chuck Person.
Dex.
Chuck Person.
Fat Lever. Dex. Fat Lever was
Oh,
big.
no, Fat Lever wasn't big. Fat Lever wasn't big.
Hence his name, Fat Lever. Like
No, but
He
that was his
wasn't
name.
fat,
His name was
though,
Lafayette.
man.
His name was Lafayette.
No,
Lafayette. That's where he got fat from.
Rifleman.
Not because of his weight. He was a small guy. Fat Lever was a small guy. Denver Nuggets. Okay, listen. Only thing I'm saying is this: Rifleman.
Look at Khalid
Rifleman,
Alameen. You remember Khalid
Chuck Person,
Alameen?
Khalid Alameen, Michigan State. Yes.
No, UConn. What you talking about?
Oh yeah, UConn. Yeah, that's UConn. I'm thinking of Mateen Cleaves. Mateen Cleaves, Michigan State. He was kind of. What about Jamal Tinsley? Oh
said-
yes,
somebody
Jamal
said-
Tinsley, baby.
Somebody
What
said-
about Jamal Tinsley? And he had God handles. Yes, he did. And he was
No.
husky.
Andre
Ooh,
Miller.
see
Oh,
how
man.
this guy be doing?
Just compare,
See how
you compare
FYF be
Jamal
doing?
Tinsley to Giello.
See, there we go. See, there we go. You see
Stop
how he
it,
kicked the
bro.
can? You
Stop,
see how he kicked the can?
I didn't really.
You see how FYF kicked the can?
bro. That is not even a comparison.
What about Rifleman? He was a sharp shooter,
who the fuck
and he
is
was
Rifleman?
husky.
That's what I'm
Chuck
saying.
Person.
Rifleman.
This man went back to the fucking
Dennis
late
Scott
80s.
was
man.
big.
Okay.
We talking about modern
I
basketball.
can't help it if you don't know. If you don't know,
give
I
me-
can't help it.
Don't
You
give me
can
the
laugh
old
all you
slow
want
down pace of
because
the
you
90s.
ignorant.
We talking about modern. We talking about modern
Listen.
NBA, man.
Well, Shaq in the 90s, we use him, we use Barkley. Wait, why you accept Shaq and you accept Barkley,
I
but you
didn't
won't accept
accept that.
Rifleman? And
Right.
Rifleman is younger than Barkley.
Man, why you keep going back to the 90s, man? We is 2022, bro.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he brought up Rifleman. Who is that?
He brought up Chuck Person from the Pacers, man.
Oh.
That man is on NBA Jam. And
Was he
you
an
talking, but you try
all-star?
to act like
Was
he's
he a
relevant.
perennial all-star? Yes.
Man, Dex, you gotta
I even
think
think he
about
got a
it.
ring.
If they on-
Doesn't he got a
if they
ring?
on- If they on NBA Jam, don't speak about it. They not
Yeah,
relevant.
he is on every jam,
You
man.
see, hey, KNT, you see how they resort?
You did back
Way off?
down, bro.
You see that, right, KNT?
Nah,
You get from these cats.
And he said his
Because they're
nickname.
so
He said the right
egotistic. They show egotistic
Yeah.
that they just have to be right, and when they're not right, they want to resort
No.
to name calling
Okay,
and joking.
Dex, I'm just saying, tell me somebody recently.
yeah, that's good. That's a good way to say it.
I said Andre Miller. Andre
Yeah.
Miller.
Listen, Jamal Tinsley was what, 6'2", 195 pounds? That's not husky. Come on, bro. Jello was 6'5" and 230.
All right.
I'm
Dex,
sorry,
hold on,
I'm
Dex, how
sorry.
much you weigh, Dex? How much you weigh, Dex?
The chat
I'm
saying
like
he
205.
Okay, hold on. Well, how tall are
I'm 5'8", 205.
Oh,
you? So you got that Jello build. That's why you
yeah,
support.
that's that Big Mac double cheeseburger. That was Burger King.
He got
I
that.
already tell you guys I'm a fat ass, but I'm a different fat ass. You follow what I'm
That's why
saying?
he-
Pause.
that's why he
Pause. You pause that
defended
fat
it.
ass.
By
'Cause I don't know
Burger
who's
King.
in the chat. It might be
That's,
getting a little.
that's why he
Burger
defended it. That's why you equivalent to.
FYF. Listen, panel and KNT. Listen, I'm an athletic dude who got a little weight on him. I'm not athletic now. I'm not athletic now because I don't do that super capping.
you know you capping.
I'm almost 55 years old. But
Yeah.
listen, I done
Okay,
posted
that's
on
not
my
bad.
Instagram my
That's not
baseball and my football in uniform. Okay, so y'all need to stop that now because a lot of guys say they this and that. They don't never post nothing.
Oh, man.
Right. All right. That's not bad. I thought you was like 30 and like 205 and 5'8".
No. I'm almost 55 years old, man.
All right, so you
I've
you
been
good,
there and
then.
done that.
You good,
Right.
you
And
good.
I'm in
Yeah.
good health. You know, flight met me in person. You see, we know
Hey,
what I'm
chat, let's
working
get
with.
clapping hands
Pause.
for Dex, y'all.
Look,
Let's get clapping
look
hands for
again and
Dex.
see CJ Gant on the laugh.
Oh, yo, Dex. Yo,
Dex, you
Dex.
want to tell them your real age?
I looked up Rifleman when we talk about the 1991 playoffs, bro.
Man, when he brought up Chuck Person, man.
Yeah,
I
No,
can't
he
believe
asked
it,
me to
man.
name some players. That's all. I'm naming the players that I remember. The Chuck Persons of the world, the Barkleys of the world, the
So you
Shaqs
had to
of the
go.
world,
So you
the
had to go
Jamal
back 40
Tinsley of the world,
years. You
the
had to go back
Mateen
30 years.
Cleaves of the world, and the one he just named. Who you just
Hold
named?
on,
FYF
Mateen Cleaves
UConn.
was not heavy, man. Stop
He
it,
was kind of heavy for a point guard, man. That's why he
bro.
could never stay in shape. You know that. You know his
Oh
history.
man,
He got injured and couldn't come back because he got too big.
Mateen
But hey,
Cleaves was not heavy.
what was the dude you just named though? Khalil Al-Amin. Yeah, you named Khalil Al-Amin.
But yeah, you see how long
But
he
he was
lasted
tough
in the
though.
league.
But he
How
was
long
tough
did he
though.
last in the league? He
No,
played
he
with
didn't
the
last that
Bulls.
long.
Look,
And then he
all right,
just
so
You're
look,
right.
look.
But you
Either
know I
way,
never argued about that FYF. See, I'm not like you. See, I'm
yeah,
past ego already.
but
See, you
Khalid
still in
Al-Amin
your
is
ego
more
stage
recent at
because you
least.
still in your 30s, right? You still in
Khalid
that ego stage.
still Khalid Al-Amin is more
He said,
recent. I'm
yeah.
saying, give me a recent example.
Eagle phase. He snapped. He
Okay,
said,
give me a guard recently, last 10 years that can come in slightly heavy or heavy and really compete in this NBA.
"That's real."
Well, I don't know. I can't say because
Chris
if
Paul.
I don't know, I just don't
Chris
know.
Paul's a
No,
little chunky.
Chris Paul
Chris
went
Paul's,
vegan and got in shape quick.
But he was already cooking before he was vegan.
And he was cooking then before then, but he
Oh,
don't count.
you can't really say he went vegan. You can't really use him as a vegan if he was cooking before he was vegan.
No, I'm saying you could tell that he dropped weight once he
Good
went
one,
vegan.
KT. I'm glad y'all catch
I
that.
mean, I like how people I like how people be using the third racer analogy. I like it. It's dope.
all right, so
Yeah,
either way, does Liangelo Ball need to lose weight? Yes or no?
Yes. It's a
I
reason why
don't
he
know.
dropped the
I don't know
215
this
last
yet.
year.
I mean, that's why I asked you guys about the picture.
I don't think he needs to lose weight, but I think he needs to work on his lateral quickness, like I said earlier.
Hold on. Did y'all notice why was he always in foul trouble in the Drew League? And why in that game where he
Wait a
had 12
minute.
points
He's
in
not
12
always
minutes?
in foul trouble. Stop that.
Hold on.
man.
When he played in the Drew League, almost
You said
all three of those.
always.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
really, he
When
was
he played in the Drew League, he was in foul trouble. And
Yeah,
when he
You only
scored those
fouled
12
out one
points,
game. You
when
only
he
fouled
scored,
out one
no,
game.
I said foul trouble, not fouling out.
Two different things. Now you moving the goalpost, Dex.
No, I said, and then when you look at 12 points in 12 minutes, he had 4 fouls in 12 minutes. That tells me right there you're struggling with standing in front of people when you get that many fouls in such a short amount of time.
He was working his way into shape. I mean, I'm not really
Man,
looking
come
that
on,
much
man.
at
You
that.
can't-
How you gonna use the G League as the metric when the Drew League as a metric when you didn't on one hand you use the
Well,
Drew League as this.
You better hold on.
progress.
I'm saying you better not
This is what
struggle to
FYF said
defend.
before.
I'm
Oh, it
saying,
ain't
why
no
you-
competition to Drew
why
League.
would you-
Oh, that's
okay.
that's subpar competition.
So why you
but
always fouling out?
But
So why
LeBron
you-
goes to the Drew League now. They just
Why-
go, oh my god,
Compared to
wow.
LeBron, they are subpar compared to LeBron. Yeah, that's a fact. He was out there chilling, dropping 46. He ain't even really. He was on 40% move.
That'd have been like LeBron fouling out.
Look,
Ain't no way in hell LeBron or DeMar DeRozan.
LeBron's a different
Comparing
person.
LeBron to
Listen,
Jello.
exactly,
Wow.
K&T. They're not going to let LeBron get hurt, touch, or nothing. You
Right.
get too close to LeBron and G League, they blowing that whistle on your way.
No, we're talking about him fouling other people.
What do you need to foul other people for? He's fucking 6'9".
So why was Jello fouling so much?
Jello is 6'5", and he might have been a little out of shape.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Thank you
working
for
his way into shape.
He was out of
in the
shape
Drew
in the
League.
Drew League.
I don't think LeBron came to the Drew League out of shape. Did you see LeBron?
Why was
Did he look out of shape to you? You see DeMar DeRozan?
so
Did he look
that
out of
means
shape to
LeBron
you?
was doing what? And he been putting in work, right? He ain't let
Of
himself
course,
get out of
we
shape.
already seen LeBron working out with Kevin Love, dude.
Why ain't
Stop
Jello
it.
working out, being game
He
ready?
worked out too. Listen. Jello worked out according to Jello workout. Okay, him and LaMelo was working out a little bit earlier.
But
But
Dex, that's
one
the
thing
problem.
I do say. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
But Dex, see, that's the problem. If we're here arguing for Jello, right? And if Jello's trying to make an NBA roster and you come into the season out of shape, that's a problem.
That's
Like-
a bad look.
I'm not saying he came out of shape. I'm
He
saying
did.
that Liangelo missed the practice, right? You know how you have your little hell week? He missed those little practices with the Charlotte Hornet, and from that they considered him probably not in conditioning shape because he didn't do the runs, he didn't do the suicides, he didn't do the things that other players did, and now you want to play? Come on, dude, we're not going to do that.
Bro,
You follow what I'm
running
saying? You don't
suicides in
practice,
2
you don't
days.
play.
Running suicides over 2 practices don't
Why
get you in
FYF
shape.
act like he don't know what goes on behind closed doors?
Bro, you get in shape from putting in
That
work
is
over a whole
amazing to
month.
me, guys. This guy's a
Dex,
scout. He's a
Dex,
coach.
Dex,
He's
I
been
want you
with
to
Purdue University,
Dex,
and you act like you don't know what
Dex,
goes on
I
behind
want you to
closed
go
doors.
run
You
suicides for
know
the
the
next 3
anthem.
days.
What is
And
the
then come
anthem?
and then
You
come run
don't
with us.
practice, you don't play. Isn't that the
But
anthem?
y'all
Unless
got
you're
but
just a
Dex,
superstar.
Dex, you can't consistently have these excuses. They're gonna run
But that's
dry.
not an excuse. If you don't practice, you don't play. That's
So
all
first of
levels.
all, he didn't practice,
No, he
right?
did not
Because his
practice.
conditioning was bad, but you said
He
the
had
coach
one
was lying
practice.
about that. You said the
No,
coach
I
was
did.
lying about his conditioning. He
I
was
did
just
not
really,
say the coach
what
was
was it?
lying.
What was it?
According, listen, and listen clear. Don't parse my words. Listen clearly. I said according to the way the Hornets structure their practice session, if you don't practice, you don't play, and he have to tell the people something. So yes, he was out of condition according to their practice. That's what I'm telling you. He wasn't out of condition running up and down the court because we saw him in the Drew League.
What
Somebody
about after
said-
he got his
somebody-
practices in?
Somebody said basketball shape is different from regular shape. Like, you guys agree with that, or
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yes,
true.
I definitely agree with that. Yes, I do. I agree with
Interesting.
that. Yes.
okay?
Yeah, there you go.
I thought
Yes,
that's why he
I
was in
agree
the
with
G
that.
League. I thought the G League was getting him in basketball. I mean, the Drew League was getting him in basketball shape.
He see him running up and down the court, never came out of game, never got subbed out.
And
So
that's
why
what
would
That's
he?
not getting you in the shape. I don't know what is.
That's what makes
But
sense to me. Jello's playing 40 minutes in the Drew League, but he gets to the Hornets and he's out of condition. Like,
Well,
That's
the
what
speed
they-
is different.
that's what they're saying,
the speed
right?
is different, y'all. The speed increases at that
Here
level.
we go. Here we go. See, it's
It
always
does
something.
increase.
It's always something.
The speed is different. It's a
I mean,
fact.
there's always something. These are guys coming out of college, guys coming out of other rec leagues and things of that
All
nature.
right,
Like,
hey, Dex, I want you to take your ass on the court with some college players and tell me if the
I
speed.
can't right now. I used to
I
play
know
with
5,
them. Dude, I used to play with Stacey Augman. Listen, let me tell you something. I used to play with Stacey Augman. I used to play with Chad Brown. You know who Chad Brown is?
I know who Stacey Augman is.
No, do you know Chad Brown though? He's a football player.
No.
He was an All-American football player at University of Colorado, right? Went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, was a Pro Bowler, right? Got a Super Bowl, right? This is Chad Brown. I used to play with them. I used to play with Ricky Irvin. I used to play with who was the other dude?
Just because they picked you up because they needed a fifth. That
No,
makes
but
you gotta get
these are the guys I played with when I was young.
They
That's
needed
what
a
I'm trying to
fifth
say
player.
to you.
They needed
I
a
played
fifth
with
player,
athletes.
so they
I
come
played
and
with
got
Derrick
you.
Holmes. You ever heard of Derrick Holmes?
Just because they needed an extra to make 10 for the run, don't mean
Okay,
you're
that's
nice.
cool. I know you want to be entertaining. You asked
Flex
me a
from
question. I'm
Dex.
just answering it, bro. I'm not really trying to flex on them, but you asked me a question and I'm just answering. When I was younger, I was an athlete. I was very, very fast. When you see Darren Hall, you know who Darren Hall is? That's Athletic One, the guy come on our show. When you see how he ran on that football field, I was similar to that, but I'm a little
You
older.
play
than
football?
that. Yes, I played football.
Okay, I know you wasn't hooping at 5'8".
No, I wasn't. You know what they made you play all the sports when I was younger because they didn't have seasonal stuff. So you play all the sports to get in shape. Now they got certain type of, sectional conditioning. We didn't have all that. We had swimming because we had a swimming pool at my school. We had swimming, we had tennis, we had track and field, we had football, baseball, basketball, and whatever sport they made us do. I think that basically was it.
You ran
Follow what
cross
I'm saying?
country?
No. I did track and field for a minute, but they made me put on them little bitty shorts because back then they had them little bitty shorts in track and field.
The
Not like
shorts
they
was
have
in
now.
back then. The small shorts was in back
Yeah,
then.
but no, I'm not finna hike my butt up on that little kickstand for somebody to say go. No, I was a little too self-conscious about that, so I did not participate in track and field, and they was hot at me for that because I was
Story
fast.
time with Dex, chat. Story time with Dex.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was a little dude, so you ain't finna be looking all up in my shorts. Talking about on your march, get set, go. You know what I mean? They just had a gun. They said on your march, get set, go. That's too much time, man. Damn. So yeah, no, I didn't do the track and field thing. And that's a true story. But nevertheless, only thing I'm saying is that I played with guys who were professional athletes, and I'm still in contact with a few of them. Right? Some of them drifted away, but I'm still in contact with a few of them. And a lot of times we laugh about those days in the gym playing basketball because even the football players used to play basketball. Some of the football players was hell of a basketball players, but they chose to play football instead of basketball. FYF.
That didn't change. That shit. When I was in high school, football players and basketball players, they both played.
Talented, why are you clowning me? You need to come up on this panel. Because you and Omaha King been clowning me all day.
He said Baywatch.
Oh man.
But on a serious tip though, of course, but FYF, you know how it is. Some guy can say say when you was at Purdue or whatever. Some guys come in and say, I'm good, I'm in shape, but you're going to tell them you're not in basketball shape because you need them to participate with the rest of the team so the rest of the team can see that there's no favoritism when it comes to guys doing, their suicides, guys doing their figure eights, and I don't know. That's how we did figure eights back then. I don't know what they do now.
We don't do that no more. We don't do figure eights no more.
They don't do figure eights. Well, that's how old I am, and that was showed that we was in shape and that we had some type of agility. You know what I'm saying? When you did those figure eights. So if you guys don't know what figure eights is, maybe FYF can explain it to you because he's been part of that, getting players motivated to run in that gym. Do them lines and stuff. Did y'all do lines? Y'all still do lines?
Nah, they don't do that no more.
No wonder these guys getting hurt all the damn time.
It just don't translate to basketball. They have them
translate to conditioning, right?
They have you want to, at least I focus on cardio and conditioning that's translatable to basketball. I don't think running a whole bunch of suicides is not, to me, it don't translate to basketball. It just pissed the kids off.
Okay, what do they do now then? In the substitute of that, what they do now?
No, what we do is we do 3-on-2, 2-on-1. Right? We run our Laker drill. So we have our Laker layup drill that we do. I mean, everything we do our cardio with a basketball in our hands. All right. We do different drills like that where guys is flying up and down the court the whole time, getting their cardio in, but they also incorporating the game in it. So whenever I have them do these drills, I say faster, execute faster, swing the ball up faster, sprint up the court faster, but they doing it in the scope of the game. And you ain't boring them with get on the line and run. You'll lose them like that. They gonna be like, oh, he trying to be Bobby Knight. No, I'm not trying to bore these motherfuckers to death. We trying to win championships.
All right. So
okay. Do y'all do the one? Okay, one more question. Do y'all do the 1-on-1 full court?
No.
Oh wow.
Because ain't no player, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna have a player in a game trying to take somebody 1-on-1 full court. It don't translate to a real game. Why are we doing it? Now 3-on-2, 2-on-1, it's like a fast break. That translates to a game, right? When we do our Laker layups, translates to a game, shows you how to pass in transition, things like that. But if I can't see you doing it in a game, I'm not about to have you doing a pointless drill that just tire the kids out like a motherfucker. That just piss them off, make them not want to come back.
All right, look, I have a plot twist. Jello goes to the Chicago Bulls and plays with Lonzo. Anyone? Any takers? Any takers?
No, I don't know. I don't even know.
Say that again. Wait, say that again.
I said a plot twist. Jello goes to the Chicago Bulls and plays with Lonzo.
Marvin, what you say, Marvin? Marvin Perspective is on the panel. Salute to you, bro. You hadn't said nothing all day. We would need to hear from you.
I'm just sitting here listening to you guys talk about the same damn thing over and over. I'm ready for y'all to talk about some basketball.
We talk about basketball now. He just asked you a question.
Well, we all know it's not a spot. If it was a spot, we would love to have it.
Okay, Marvin ain't had his episode yet. We got to wait till that little alcohol gets into his system. He's a little too calm. He's a little too calm right now.
I'm just sitting up listening to you guys. And, when y'all want to talk about something that's really happening.
Okay, we'll switch the conversation. We're going to switch the conversation, Marvin. And listen, this is what I want y'all to do now. I want y'all to stay pinned. KNT, you still here, brother? Let's stay pinned. When we come right back, we're going to have Marvin Perspective. We're going to talk about, do the Chicago Bulls have the best bench in the NBA?
This is Holly Heat of the Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
Now, my brother Marvin, word on the streets is Chicago Bulls got the best bench in the NBA. Do you agree? Do anybody agree?
Who's on their bench?
You say
Andre Drummond
on the streets or in the hood?
Bench.
You damn sure ain't got the best bench. No, they don't.
Clippers might have the best bench. Clippers and the Warriors.
So Andre Drummond.
Warriors.
The Bulls are not.
Right? We're talking about John Wall.
The Bulls are not building a team around the best bench anyway. I don't think that's the strategy of the club.
Bulls got a good bench though. I ain't gonna lie. They do
I
have
just
a
thought
good
about
bench.
it. They do. They still have Alex Caruso. They have Alex Caruso.
That's not the deciding factor of the team. Lonzo Ball is real simple.
No, we talking about bench though, not starters.
I know it. But I mean, you want to go with a bench mob? I mean, the Knicks had a good bench last night. Last year? What was their record?
No, we're talking about. But we talk about a bench that can come in and support a legitimate team. The Bulls got a solid bench. I ain't gonna lie. Is it the best? No, but they're solid.
Yeah, Alex
and they added Drummond,
Troy Brown,
Derrick Jones Jr.
Right?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, and until we see what they can do, I mean, they got new players on that bench.
Okay, let's go down there. Let's go down. Andre Drummond, right? They got Dalen Terry. They got Marco. He's damn sure gonna be on their bench. They got Kobe White. He's still there. They got Javonte Green, and they got Alex Caruso.
And Ayo. Let's not forget about Ayo.
Oh yeah, Ayo. I forgot about Ayo. Yeah, I almost forgot.
And you still got, and you know what? Derrick Jones Jr. ain't bad. They still got Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah, that's a little squad. That's
no, but one of them got to start, right? Oh no, Ayo ain't got to start because
remember they used to start Green. Remember when they were at their strength?
They were starting Green. Right. Okay.
Patrick Williams gonna start now.
So right,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, bro, they got a bench though. I ain't gonna lie. The Bulls when healthy was a problem last year. You just got to give them that much. They was a problem when they were.
The very reason I say that they don't have a bench, the best bench in the league, is because we got new pieces to it. We need to see how they fit. And I don't toot my horn about my boys. I like for them to do it themselves. This team is predicated on health. If we can stay healthy, then we can talk about it. We see when they were healthy last year. They were number 5 in offense, number 5 in defense when they were healthy. If they can stay healthy and keep that pace, then we can talk about it. But
yeah,
we got a real decent bench. Yes,
but you know what they need? They need another solid backup point that can maybe somewhat do what Lonzo does as far as facilitating. Because if Lonzo goes down again, that's where they really fell apart. Because Lonzo led their offense and defense, so they fell apart offensively and defensively when Lonzo went down.
Right.
They had like a double win.
I
mean, I'm just saying. I mean, get out in free agency and go find them. I don't have all the players in front of me, but I'm saying find a. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's what your focus needs to be on, because you have to take into consideration.
Oh, we forgot Gordon Dragic too. Yeah, we forgot.
Is Lonzo? That's it. Damn, I just forgot. That's it right there.
Yeah, he said it right there.
Yeah, they got him right there. Damn, they got him already.
From my sentiment, from what I've been hearing, everybody saying we got too many guards. I knew Dragic was a good pickup,
but you need that because Lonzo is injury prone. And this is my question, fellas: how many games? What was the most games Lonzo played in the season? Was it 60 or
some in the 60 range?
Yeah, 63.
Yeah, because
I think it was 63.
I mean, listen, guys.
60.
You got to pick that up.
Just like in Vooch's case, he played the most minutes of his career last year. That was due to Tony Bradley. Tony Bradley not being able to contribute. You bring in Drummond, you cut those minutes down. Then you got Patrick Williams. Hopefully he can be helped. He actually can help out on DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan played a lot of minutes last year. Zach played a lot of minutes last year. The team is predicated on health. If they're healthy, look out. They're a good team. Real simple.
I agree. But
you can say that.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if say that again.
You can say that in the case of a lot of teams. If the Clippers are healthy, they're dangerous, but they have to be healthy. The Clippers got a good team this year, guys. If they're healthy, I mean, anything can happen. But NBA is a long season, man. So that's why you want to have that bench depth.
Right. That's part of having a strong bench because of injuries. You know what I mean? You can supplant players. But now, what about the Pelicans? Do they have a crazy bench?
They're defensive minded. They got a real good young core. When you have a real good young core, you can almost translate that into you don't need quite a bit of as much bench depth because these guys are younger.
Who do the Pelicans have? They have C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson.
As far as the bench,
Jose Alvarado. Yeah, who do the Pelicans have?
I don't know.
Alvarado's on the bench. You're going to have Alvarado on the bench. You're going to have
Devontae Graham.
Herman Gomez. You still got, he's still there. Devontae Graham is still there. You got Larry Nance. He's still there. You got Jackson Hayes. He's still there. You got
that's a good team.
Troy Murphy Jr.
Yeah,
he's still there.
Willie Hernan Gomez.
Troy Murphy the third, not Jr. Yeah, Troy Murphy the third. He's still there.
You can go around the league and you can tell who has a decent bench by looking at the bench.
It's not a whole bunch of teams that got a decent bench.
Well,
It's
that's what I'm
not.
saying. Let me finish this. You can go around the league and tell which teams have decent benches when you look at the minutes that the guys off the bench play. When you can play off the bench and you're getting decent minutes, then you got a decent player coming off the bench.
Okay, so how about the Lakers?
No, I don't think
Right.
their bench is that decent.
Well, it's a lot
Agreed.
better now. It's a lot better now since the moves they made with Troy Brown Jr. and so on and so forth.
Well, the Lakers got Troy Brown Jr. They got
Lon-
Damian Jones. They got
Lonnie Walker.
they got
Lonnie
Lonnie Walker, and they got Thomas from the Washington Wizards. And then of course they're going to have them youngsters. They're going to have Austin Reeves. They're going to have Kendrick Nunn. They're going to have, I think, Avery Bradley. He's returning. And then probably either Scottie Pippen or Sharif O'Neal, one of them
That's
two.
what I was just going to ask you.
Shout out Raw Truth Media in the chat.
Shout out to DJ. DJ is in the building.
You.
What's going on, Raw? Say,
you can hop up on the stage if you want to, DJ.
I wanted to ask you that, Dex. Is Pippen going to make that squad?
He should.
I think so. I think so.
He better.
Yeah, I think so. Because he's smooth. I mean, he's not tall.
Is he
6'1"? 6'1", 6'2".
But he was balling in Vanderbilt. When he was in Vanderbilt, he was balling.
Balling Summer League.
Yeah.
Does he hang his hat on defense?
Yeah, he averages like 4 steals. Yes, he does. He averages like 4 steals a game.
Yeah, but that's different. You follow what I'm saying? Because those are like the Allen Iverson type steals. You know, you get in pass lanes, you fast, you get deflections and things of that nature. But he's not like standing in front of somebody just like really checking them.
Yeah, he's
that's
not
what
like
he's
that.
talking about.
But he will get like 4 steals a game though.
What about the Kings bench?
Well, they better have a bench.
He said they better have a bench.
Yeah.
Why they better have a bench?
I mean, come on. Well, who on their starting lineup? The only person you know is Sabonis. Yeah.
Well, you still got what's your name up there?
Who you said? What's the name? Do you know his name?
Fox. Yeah, you still got Fox up there.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, and who else?
You got Sabonis,
Shemezi Metu, like
you got Sabonis, you got Mitchell, you got Fox.
I mean, they're a lot
you got Harrison Barnes. He's still there, right? You still got Rashawn Holmes, who I like for the Bulls to get at the time when it seemed like they was breaking their team up, but the Bulls never went after him. Still got Alex Lynn, if he means anything.
Well, Dex, just quiet as it kept. Bulls going to get Terrence Ross.
Malik Monk is up there now. Terrence Davis is there. Trey Lyles. Don't forget Trey Lyles come from Denver. He's there.
Did you hear me, Dex?
And you got Kevin Huerter that came from Atlanta.
I forgot about Kevin Huerter. Yeah, I forgot about Kevin Huerter.
Did you hear about the rumors that the Bulls are interested in Terrence Ross?
They got to get him. They should get him.
That's a perfect fit.
Terrence Ross from the Clippers, right?
No, from
Magic.
No, Magic. That's right. He's with the Magic. Yeah, he's with the Magic. Well, he's a veteran.
Shooter.
Yeah, he's been around the block a few times.
And quiet as it kept with all of the trade rumors about Kobe White.
Trey Lyles underrated.
This is Kobe's contract year. Hopefully, you know how guys play on their contract year. Hopefully, Kobe plays really well. Hopefully, he does.
Now, what about the surprise teams? You think Detroit will be a surprise team this year, or you think they're going to be a cellar dweller as usual?
I read an article saying Detroit will be a perennial powerhouse in 2024.
You know what right? I want the Pistons to tank one more year because I think Cade is that great. Cade is that great.
More from Cade. I don't know how great he is. I mean, he's a good player. I got to see how good he is.
Who's that?
Cade
is just that great. I mean,
he is. Look, I play fantasy.
Who are you talking about?
Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham. Look, fellas.
Okay.
Look, fellas. Fellas. Right, but look, I play fantasy basketball, and Cade Cunningham was tops with like the James Hardens and the Joel Embiids because he'll get those stats. Cade Cunningham is like a Paul George kind of a player.
All right, let me say this
25, 6, and 9.
Let me say this about Cade, guys. He was on a team last year where he got all the attention. He's not going to have all the attention anymore. Listen, when a player it's the same thing why people really down Vooch this year. He was put around other players that were going to get more shots, so it made his game look like it wasn't as good. Well, when you get other players on your team that are equally as good, you tend not to look as good. Can he adjust to that? We don't know yet.
I give you that. But if you look at Cade Cunningham's shot attempts, Cade Cunningham was taking 25 shots a game. That's like Kobe-esque. That's
Yeah, he's
Kobe-esque.
not getting, and he won't get that this coming up season. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
No,
I
he's
don't
not
know.
gonna get that no, he's not going to get that many shots. You got other players on the team that's going to be productive now. He can't average that many points. I mean, that many shots.
But
I
look,
mean, unless you want to
I
say the
like.
same,
I
unless
agree,
you want
but
that team to finish with the same exact record, you give them the same amount of shots.
look,
If
Cade
you want
is
to
that
win,
guy.
you spread the ball. Listen, that's why they say big three when championship teams, big three, you know, or Bulls in that case, they were saying the Bulls had a big four. Big three mean three top scorers. You don't ever hear many teams that have a big one. They might have a big one. The Bulls had it when we had Jordan. He was a big one, and we didn't win a damn thing. Until we got Scottie Pippen and others, that team became a team.
Well,
It's
and
more based on
right,
I'm
and
sorry?
but we could say this. We could say the same about Kobe. And yes, I am comparing Cade Cunningham to Kobe. Why am I comparing Cade Cunningham to Kobe? Because Cade Cunningham takes 25 shots a game. Like if you guys look at the box score at the end of the day, at the end of the game, Cade Cunningham is like he's man. I like him. I like him.
Well,
Yes, I like him.
not saying I can remember, but if you maybe you can refresh my memory. Did Kobe ever win a championship by himself in LA?
Well,
Yes.
I mean, but
Yes.
wait, Dex, before you
Yes.
go, Dex. But wait, Dex, before you go, but you mentioned that a big three. I don't think Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum was a big three to Kobe. You know what I
What
mean?
did they
Like
average? What did Powell average?
about like what 15 to
It was
16.
a big
like
two. It was a
16.
big two.
Right.
Powell's a big two. Him and Powell's a big
Powell's
two.
always been a decent center. I mean, I'm just saying, guys. I mean, it's a rare occasion for one.
But
player.
listen, Cade Cunningham played 64 games last year, right?
Right.
He averaged 32 minutes a game, 17 points a game. His field goal percentage was at basically 42, and he had 6 rebounds basically. Because I'm rounding it up. I'm rounding all the numbers up.
Right.
He had 6 rebounds a game, and 6 assists. So he was 17, 6, and 6
Come on, man.
as a rookie.
Come on, Melvin. That's not fire.
Marvin.
Yes,
Marvin, excuse me. That's come on.
he said Marvin. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fire.
the reason I say that because Melvin's from Mississippi and Marvin's from Chicago.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Uh,
My fault, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But Marvin, like
listen, I'm not taking anything from the guy. Don't get me wrong. He's decent. I'm just saying, he's going to have to sacrifice when you get other good players on that team. So I'm not saying his numbers are going to go way down. It might round him into a better player, actually. You know, because I think he fits well with this young talent. And if people don't believe these young guys are going to play on Detroit, they got another thing coming. These guys are going to play. I can see Jalen Duren, that young center, getting at least 12 to 13 minutes per game this year in his rookie year. And we all know what Jaden Ivey's going to get. He's going to start.
Okay.
So these guys.
So some of Cade numbers going to go down. Then that's what you're saying, because
Yeah,
Jeremy Grant wasn't really there, right, to interfere with him.
That's right. Listen, it won't be so obvious because he's still going to be basically because he's 1 year advanced than these guys, so he's going to be the key cog in that offense. But then you got Bay, you got other guys who's coming around on that team. Stewart, Detroit's going to be a problem here real soon, guys, and they're young. They're going to be a problem for years to come if they.
Yeah, I give it one more year. Detroit will be in the playoffs. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can give it to the All-Star break this year because they're going to start gelling and knowing each other, knowing their potential, knowing their limitations. I mean, that's a good team. They got a good system going on. They're not over the cap. I mean, they got a lot of things. They're not even through, guys. This team is well put together with money and with youth. That team is going to be decent. I just hate they playing in the same damn division of the Bulls. I mean, actually, I don't hate it because I give kudos where kudos are due. But hey, everybody talk about them. We need to look across a little bit down the street and look at Cleveland. That team is nothing to shake your head at.
Yeah,
brother.
Cleveland loaded up. Yeah, they got Rubio back. They still have LeVert.
And they got a good situation with Sexton. You can either keep him or you can get something for him. You got
Cavs.
You got things that can happen down there in Cleveland. A lot of teams, and we can all say, I guess we can say that NBA teams, most of the NBA teams got better. True for that, but
not the Utah Jazz.
Well, I mean,
the
direction
Jazz.
they're going in, but the direction they're going in, you got to look at it as okay. It is progress. There's a couple of teams in the league that we can just say that they don't know what the hell they're doing. I believe in less than a year, guys, we're going to stop saying that about the Knicks too. The Knicks are turning that direction of that club around and that culture.
See, now this is where we separate.
Well,
you bring up them damn Knicks.
Okay.
The Knicks is not going to do nothing for the next
all right, let me say
6 to 7 years. I don't care if they get Mitchell. Mitchell
Donovan
is not that winning person like that. You're gonna have Mitchell and Jalen Brunson, like they really gonna be the be all. I mean, come on, man.
Nah, but Dex, that's a
Mitchell
squad
ain't
though.
proved nothing.
With RJ Barrett, that's a squad.
Hold on,
But
guys.
go ahead,
Hold on,
Marv.
guys.
Definitely
Why
RJ
would you
Barrett
guys-
ain't proved nothing.
Okay, Dex, but why would you say that when you haven't never seen them play together? You don't know that. You
Who
speculate as
cares?
much as everybody else.
They're gonna
All right,
fight.
for the ones who say they will play well together, they got as much right as you saying that they don't, because you don't know as well as they don't know. So we need to see what they can do first,
Listen,
and then we'll see.
Mitchell broke up the Utah Jazz because of selfishness. Okay.
What?
All he had to do was allow Rudy Gobert just to grow just a little one or two more years, and they probably could have been something. But since Mitchell
is 30 years old.
Okay, hold on for a minute. I'm gonna let you kill me. Just hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you go ahead and start sharpening your knife. Okay, just start sharpening your knife while I'm talking. Donovan Mitchell, he keeps wanting to be something that he really is not. Yes, he's a prolific scorer, but he just doesn't play winning basketball. All he wants to do is shoot, and don't want to get a ball to nobody. Tell everybody get it off the rim, get it how you live. You ain't finna win like that. And Tom Thibodeau definitely not gonna accept you not playing no defense, because that's what happened with Kemba Walker. If that's the case, you might as well keep Kemba Walker and let Kemba Walker do what Donovan Mitchell only dreams that he can do.
Okay, but in Donovan Mitchell's part,
stab me now.
All right, well, 1 second, Purple Baby. In Donovan Mitchell's case, though, Dex, in Utah, didn't he usually have the ball in his hands? He won't have the ball in his hands with New York. It'll be Brunson. It'll be a little different. I mean, listen, that Knicks team is, if they can do the right things, because listen, they lost at least 6 games last year when they were winning by 20 points. You add those games to their record, they would have made the play-in last year, or the playoffs even made. And then you add Brunson to that. You add Mitchell. Now this new thing come. I meant to ask you this. This new thing just come out today about him trying to get rid of Randall to the Lakers.
Listen, he might be a Spur, man. Mitchell might be a Spur. He keep on messing up. You follow what I'm saying?
But the Spurs are rebuilding, Dex. The Spurs are rebuilding.
I know, and that's why Mitchell might be over there, because they trying to.
I don't understand that move for the Spurs. Me myself, I just don't understand it. I don't think it's prevalent. I don't think
Mitchell's not the answer. Mitchell's not the answer. Not with Tom Thibodeau. Not with Tom Thibodeau. That's all I'm saying.
No, but
listen, Mitchell drove Snyder out the league.
He's not going to do that in New York.
Putting all this blame on this man. Are y'all?
He's not going to do that in New York.
Okay, perfect, baby. Go ahead. Chop my head off while you can. I'm in the guillotine.
First of all, Rudy Gobert is 30 years old. He is finished growing into whatever he was supposed to be. Whether that's
Defensive Player of the Year, twice,
okay,
3 times.
and
three times. Yeah, three times.
Don't impress me, because when it comes to the playoffs, he don't be doing nothing. They was stagnant. They was done. Mitchell helped them be a more complete team to be able to get as far as they did in the playoffs, but it was never going to work because of Mitchell's ball dominance. He's not a playmaker. He's not a facilitator. It was never going to work, like, at all. They should have broke that team up before this year, actually.
Well, I did mention big 3. They had a big 2. You guys ever thought they needed another player?
No, they had 3. They had Bogdanovich, Mitchell, and Gobert.
Bogdanovich
couldn't even see the ball. They had to be a long rebound for him to get the ball.
Purple, let's add Joe Ingles while we're at it.
Yeah,
Joe Ingles and Jordan.
Both of those players are basically role players. They're not the third of a big 3.
Right, they're role players.
But there was high-end role players, like Panic say. They was high-end role players.
That was only because of the way the offense was run. That's why
they would shoot threes. Somebody mentioned Georges Niang earlier. Georges Niang was in that offense, and he was.
I mentioned him earlier.
He's not a 3 of a big 3. The guys that you guys have just named are not 3s of big 3s, and you all know that. They're more.
Who you gonna get to come there? It's Utah.
Well, that's to be. I mean, it's over now because Rudy's gone. But I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you somebody. Well, I don't know, because I don't see the way they run that offense. I mean, it would take a while to even think who would fit with them when they were together. But then I guess we can go to Minnesota. They actually have a big 3, maybe a big 4 now, but they just don't have the bench.
The man over panicked. He over panicked. Listen, every time Rudy Gobert sneeze or do anything, this man's ready to run out of the film room. And they just tired of that. I mean, like, dude, we all vaccinated. What's the problem now? You follow what I'm saying? That episode is over with. We know Rudy Gobert shut down the league. We know he did with his careless French ass. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the Jazz was number 1 in the West.
But
I mean, here's a question that a lot of people probably don't realize. How many years straight have the Jazz made the playoffs, guys?
Like what, three, right? 3.
Yeah, I don't keep up. I just know they kept making the playoffs. I ain't even.
And then we gonna all say that they just wasn't good enough because they couldn't get through who? The West. The West is nothing easy to get through, is it, guys?
But that's a regular season.
When they lost to the Nuggets. They lost to the Nuggets one of those years.
When the Nuggets were healthy, right? The Nuggets are nothing to shake your hat at when they're healthy either.
Right, but I think what the young lady is saying is, because I can't see her name here. What's her name, fellas?
Purple baby.
Purple baby. Yeah, I think what she's saying is the Jazz have been like the number 1 seed, and you're losing to like the Nuggets, and you're the 1 seed. I think that's what she's saying.
It's not even that. You had like if y'all watch sports.
They lost to the Clippers. They lost to Kawhi and company.
They did lose to the Nuggets. That's when Murray and Donovan was going off on each other.
Yeah, Murray did the 360. Yeah.
And that's what I said. That Denver team was nothing to shake your head at. That Denver, listen, when Murray comes back and the other guy, Porter, comes back,
it was good.
Those guys are going to be good, man. They're going to be decent. What's going on, guys? I mean, and then the West is, strong. It's hard to get out of there, man.
What's good, Murgod?
What's up, Murgod?
What's good with your flight? What's going on?
I would just like to say this too. We all know that it's teams, and we talk about it every year, that play good in the regular season. Some of them even end up not just at the top of their division, but at the top of the conference. And then once the playoffs start, they out in the first round. That was the Jazz.
James Harden, cough, James Harden.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody, they look good. Everybody afraid to say, but this is a regular season team. They was racking up all the wins, and I think they had a couple of years where they were top 5 in defense or something like that, or whatever, top 10, something like that. But we all knew that was the regular season, because come playoffs, they're gonna be going in the first round.
Wait, so Purple Baby, like, who's your team, or what team do you like?
Wow.
None. I'm a player's person.
Oh, you just like me. We're the same.
Actually, she lingers. But I wanted to ask you something, Purple Baby. I wanted to ask you something, Purple Baby.
On to the Charlotte Hornets.
No, got Murgod and Jonathan on the panel.
LaMelo's one of her favorite players.
Why do I feel like Purple Baby? She's low-key a Lakers fan. I feel like she's low-key.
No. She had more ties with Charlotte. Purple Baby, I got a question for you. Purple Baby. Had you ever thought that Denver was looking at that team not getting through the playoffs in a different way? Do you remember who the coaches was every time they got knocked out of the playoffs?
Nope. I just knew they was getting knocked out.
And you would always blame it on the players, correct?
No, I just knew they was.
Y'all don't know who the coaches was at that time?
Is Mike?
Yeah, who were they, my God?
It was what's his name? The
Snyder?
Hall of Fame course. Not Snyder. Snyder wasn't the coach of the Nuggets. It was Nelson. That was the coach that was doing for the Jazz.
You're talking about the Jazz.
Quinn Snyder.
Yeah, Snyder was
Snyder
the coach
for the Jazz.
Okay, now y'all gonna tell me, is that the coach to get them over the top, or is it the players that were causing them not to win in the playoffs?
Snyder's a good coach.
Snyder's a good coach. The problem. So hold on. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Pepper Baby.
Snyder's a good coach.
I'm just saying.
Snyder's a good coach. It was that Mitchell guy. It was that Mitchell guy from Louisville.
Okay, and that's
that
why
just
I'm
thought too much of himself. He had a good rookie season. He got robbed for the rookie of the year. I will give him that. But anything after that, he just became myopic and selfish.
Oh, you talking about the coach?
No, I'm talking about Mitchell.
Oh, Donovan.
He never bought into the team concept.
Oh my!
No, he was bad at it. He had the keys to the team, and he thought he. I looked at him as the same thing Dame was.
Okay, y'all gonna see this 30 for 30.
Okay,
y'all gonna see this 30 for 30.
I forgot this.
Okay,
I gotta
go ahead and bust my head.
What season? Do y'all remember the season? He had I don't think it was a shoulder injury. It was something. I think they played the Clippers and Bogdanovich, whatever his name is. I don't think he was healthy, or he might have been. Do you understand that they needed Mitchell? They needed him to go off. He did shoot the ball too much, but they needed his scoring, because Rudy was giving you nothing when it came to the playoffs. Everything
that's the playoffs. I'm talking about the Clippers playoffs. Yes.
I think I forgot. I just remember because he wasn't supposed to play, and he had played anyway. I forgot what injury it was that he had, but I'm just like, yo, they needed this because everybody got mad. He had a very bad. That was a very bad game.
Well, that's why I mentioned
he had a
big three,
bad.
guys.
He had
That's
a
why I
bad.
mentioned big three, because you keep going back to the fact that Rudy never gives them anything in the playoffs, and then you bring up Bogdanovich and Engel. That was not the third option. That's not a big three. They needed one more player to take up the slack away from Donovan. They
Listen, man,
never
you
ever
had
brought in anybody else
hold
to
on.
help their squad. And I'm not saying
You
that
still had
Donovan
Conley.
played well.
Conley wasn't washed.
Conley's not a
He
thing.
passed his
Conley
prime.
was
He passed
injured.
his prime.
Yeah, but he's
Conley
not
wasn't
washed
there.
though. Just because you
Hold
pass
on,
your prime,
hold
that'll
on.
make you washed.
Conley was not
Hold
there,
on.
Dex.
Hold on. Let's bring it back into context if we're going to talk about the Utah Jazz. Conley was not there.
Yes, he
Ingles
not
was
there.
injured, and Bogdanovich was basically not healthy.
Yeah.
Including
you talking about the Clipper year, right? When it was number
last
one.
3 years. Last 3 years.
Yes, the
That's
last
the year I'm talking about when it was number one in the West.
Number one. No, well, number one. When all right, so you get to the point where basically where there was number one in the West. Number one in the West. Conley was not on that team.
Nope. And they never had a big three up there. Never.
So
They
the
never
only
had.
player they had that was a primary ball handler was Donovan Mitchell.
And he was ball hogging. And which he should have.
Because he had to. Because
Right.
there was nobody else that can create a shot on the team.
That's why I'm telling Dex
So
that I think he'll play different in New
you're
York
coming
because
at
he's
Donovan
not going to hold the
Mitchell.
ball that much.
You coming at Donovan Mitchell. Hold on. You're coming at Donovan Mitchell, but Donovan Mitchell there's no other player in the team that can create their own shot.
Yeah,
now they brought in now who? Please explain to me who.
He's coming off the bench.
Jordan Clarkson.
And he's coming off the
Get
bench.
out of here with that, man. Get out of here with
Jordan
that.
Clarkson
was basically Jordan Clarkson was basically what Jordan Poole is to the Warriors. So don't say that.
Okay.
And
but he's coming off the bench though. He's not a starter.
He's still sixth man of the year, right?
But he's not
he's coming off the bench the same way James Harden was coming off the bench. It's not because of a lack of talent. It's just because what they needed.
But he's not a third wheel on a big three.
Show not.
I disagree. I mean, they had the number one record in the West.
In the West.
Again, regular season team.
You think he can come to the Bulls and be the number three? Can he go to Philly and be the number three? No. Can he go? He can to a low market team. He can. He can't go to Dallas and be a number three. He can't go to the Lakers and be a number three.
Would you put Jordan Poole as a number three on anybody's team?
Nope.
Because they do the same thing.
He could be a number three on somebody like Sacramento. No, he won't be a number three. He won't be a number three in Philly. I'm talking about Jordan Poole. He won't be a number three on the
Golden State Warriors. He took Clay's spot.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, that's because it's almost like what Billy Donovan has said. Who else we got? If you ain't got no damn body else, yeah, I guess so.
Man, Utah was stacked. Utah was stacked.
I don't know why they don't see that. I don't see why they don't see that.
Well, that's
I had Utah and Philly going to the finals 2 years straight.
Too much of this blame going to the players and not to the coaches.
They were a great three-point shooting team. The issue with Utah was they can't guard nobody defensively. So when you spread them out and do a 5-out offense on them and make Rudy Gobert have to guard the corner, which is at the baseline, the corner three on the baseline, and try to guard the rim, knowing the fact that nobody else on the perimeter can play defense besides Royce O'Neal, because Donovan Mitchell, nobody's playing defense. Now you put them in a predicament, which is what the Clipper did, and whip they behind. All you gotta do is run a 5-out offense on them, and they're done. But
you forget that they were dealing with injuries too, though. So I mean,
let me share this real quick. Keep in mind that the Utah Jazz was up 2-0 on the Clippers. Keep that in mind. It was up 2-0 and then they win another game.
They was never the better team.
We were talking about the year. We were talking about the year.
I'll give you that, Purple Baby. They wasn't a better team. I give you that.
We were talking about the year where they were the number one seed in the West.
Yeah, that's against the Clippers.
Yes, they were healthy that year. Last season, they weren't healthy. This past season, they weren't healthy. Last year, like that year they won they were number one seed. They were healthy. They got their behinds whooped. And that's all it is to it.
All I'm saying is you gotta put some blame
And that was coaching.
Maybe everybody gets some blame.
Because that was coaching. Because Quinn Snyder got out coached by Tyronn Lue, and that's on the players because they didn't perform. Donovan Mitchell played great. Nobody else did.
Yeah, but listen, Donovan Mitchell played great. You know why? Because he was glued to the ball. It seemed like he had stickum. He had that Lester Hayes on his fingers.
The man averaged in that series 5.5 assists. Dex. He passed the ball. The problem was nobody else can shoot. They had a lid on. Everybody else had a lid on the.
All I remember him gunning. I remember what because the Clippers. I'm watching.
Man, who else going to shoot? Nobody else wanted to shoot.
Well, I say again, guys, have we always laid blame in the wrong spot? Nobody has really put the coaches on the hot seat.
I already did. I already said that the coaches take blame and the players because Quinn Snyder in these past playoffs has gotten out coached.
That's right. More than the players losing the game themselves. So, I mean,
So you can argue that Quinn Snyder might not be that guy to get you over the hump.
That's right.
Murga, I was always taught. Now I know I was in a different era. FYF like to clown me about this. Sometimes even Coffee clown me about this. But I was in an era where if you play in a team, the only way you're gonna beat a team is to play like a team.
Well, if you're the only guy on the team who can do something, you're gonna shoot the most damn shots.
You have to, if you're the best guy, you have to make adjustments. That's where trust come in at. But if you're not gonna never trust nobody, if you play like that for the duration of the season, and then when you get down to the foxhole, you follow what I'm saying? You look to your left, you look to your right, and you be like, nah, I don't trust that guy. Nah, I don't trust that guy either. Okay, cool. I'm shooting.
So from the 3-point line, because that was their bread and butter. They had some killers from that 3-point line during the season. In the playoffs, they disappeared.
Yeah.
The regular season team.
And I think Rudy Gobert gets a bad deal out of this because he's always getting the.
You know why, Jonathan? I like the way you put that, Jonathan. A lot of times, Jonathan, is because when you play the regular season, we all know that teams come in, they leave, catch a flight, they go to another city and things of that nature. So sometimes you can catch a team lacking, and you can have one of the good nights. But when you're in a playoff series, you playing that team for at least 4 games. That's the minimum. You're gonna play this same team.
It was number 1 in the West, so I mean, it wasn't no fluke either. I remember when they came out there and played us in Charlotte, and them boys doggone that set a record on us, man. We couldn't do nothing with them. But
that was a regular season game, right?
Man, listen, Dex, listen to this. Listen to this. This was the Utah Jazz. This was Donovan Mitchell's number. Not this past playoffs, but the year before that, the year they were the number 1 seed when he played against the Clippers. He had his first game 45, 37, 30, 37, 21, crazy. And 39.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And in assists, he had 5, 4, 4, 5, then 5, then 9. Almost had a triple double the last game.
Now read out Rudy's numbers in those games.
What is the shooting splits?
Give me a second. Let me go back to it.
Oh, Utah, bro.
While he looking for that, them numbers is crazy. If anybody offering that on the team, y'all should
win. Then he needs some help.
All right. So the first game he shot 40%. The next game he shot. Hold on. Oh, I got it right here. My apology. The first game he shot 53%, 51, 45. The next 2 games were pretty bad. They were 34, 31, and then the last game, game was 44. The last game was 44. So the first 3 games it was good. The last 2, the middle, the 5 and 6 was 4 and 6 was 4 and 5 was bad. Then game 6 he picked it up again. So I mean Donovan Mitchell was balling the whole series, man.
Give me Rudy's numbers. Give me Rudy's
like I said, I just remember him just shooting all the freaking time. But I don't remember like to say. It's hard to remember 5 assists. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shoot. That's what great players are supposed to do. He stepped up.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that's the year that Kawhi got injured, right?
But I'm gonna pull up Rudy Gobert. And
Yeah,
that
bring
was
up Rudy's
the
numbers.
in a year they were the number 1 seed was the 2020-2021 season.
That's the year Kawhi got injured in the playoff or whatever.
Yeah.
First round, right?
Yeah.
No, second round. Second round.
Second round.
Yeah, whatever. I knew it was around.
I said whatever. Okay, go ahead, Merk. What you got?
Yeah, because I want to hear
pulling
Rudy's
up.
numbers.
I'm pulling it out right now.
I bet he averaged over 10 rebounds a game in that series.
Wow. And they still lost.
Yeah, but you can't blame. I mean, everybody
I've seen Kobe do this though. But
everybody
I seen
wanted
Kobe
to blame
do
it
this.
on Donovan. He just gave you Donovan's number, so you.
No,
All
but listen, I seen Kobe do this, and Kobe got blamed.
Hold on. I got Rudy Gobert right here. The first game. So basically, because he's a big man, I'm gonna say his rebound and his blocks. The first game he had 10 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. The next game, game 2, 13 points, 20 rebounds, 3 blocks. The third game he had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 1 block. The fourth game, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block. The fifth game he had 17 points, 10 rebounds, no blocks. And the final game, the sixth game, he had 12 points and 10 rebounds, and he had 0 blocks.
I think
So he had a
everybody on this
double-double.
I think everybody on this panel would take that from their center, right?
Yeah, that's a double-double.
I'm gonna ask again. I think everybody on this panel would take that from their starting center, right?
Nope.
In the playoffs.
Yes.
Oh, you want 20? You want 20 and 12 every night?
Yeah. But Purple Baby, I remember Kobe doing the same thing what Donovan was doing, and people were still clamoring that Kobe is hogging the ball. You follow what I'm saying? And Kobe saying the same thing. Who I'm gonna pass it to? It's only when he got Paul Gasol, it alleviated a lot of the tension that was coming to him.
That's why I want him to go to the Knicks, because he actually has some guys he can actually trust to pass the ball to, especially Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson is better than Mike Conley, what he is right now, including the fact that you won't see as much ball dominant Donovan Mitchell with Jalen Brunson, because Jalen Brunson is going to run the offense.
That's right. And not only that,
but he's not playing no defense. Donovan's not playing defense.
Hold on. And you got RJ, and you got a rim runner in you got a rim runner center, and they might have Randall. Man,
who's playing the defense, Marvin?
Oh well, I'm not going to that.
None of those guards are defensive.
Marvin, allow me to explain. All right, so let's go through. We all know that basically Donovan Mitchell he's not the best defender. Maybe he can give a little bit more effort. All right. Now, RJ Barrett can play defense. Julius Randle is not a slouch on defense. What's his name? Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is going to clean up everything off the glass. It don't matter where it is. He's that type of athleticism when it comes to center, where he'll block everything in that lane. That's what he does. Now with Jalen Brunson is a great point of attack guy. A lot of folks didn't pay attention to him watching him at the Mavericks or watching him at Villanova. He was a dog on defense. He gets in your face.
He was a dog in Dallas.
Exactly. He gets in your face. Jalen Brunson plays defense. Jalen Brunson plays defense. If he goes to the Knicks, now I'm not sure they're not championship contender team, but at least they're moving in the right direction. At least they're moving in the right direction.
The Knicks are never going to win a
They'll
championship.
need for them to take the next step. They're going to need basically Julius Randle to use his right hand and play all world, and they're going to need RJ Barrett to take it up to the next level. You said what?
They're going to need to sell a team. Throw
Stop
the whole
it.
team away.
Stop it. So
I'm trying to figure out why would you pay that man all that money if you're not ready to win a championship?
Because the simple fact is that is in New York City's bright lights, advertisement.
And you got to start somewhere.
Winning basketball. Therefore, if you do that, more players will want to come play because you look entertaining, you look like you have fun, and you look like you're winning. More players will want to go play for that.
Murgott, I disagree because
Kemba Walker.
Let me share this, Jonathan. Murgott, if that concept was correct, then when they paid Gordon Hayward all that money, they overpaid him. It's free agents should have been running down to Charlotte to play with Melo Ball and Miles Bridges. Only person they got, you know who they got? They got Brad Watermaker. Ish Smith,
I
Isaiah
was
Thomas,
I was
Trez.
talking Dex, I was talking about New York. I wasn't talking about Charlotte. Charlotte is a different situation.
Yeah.
That's a different situation. New York is a
Well,
big market.
and let me
Charlotte
tell
is
you,
a small market, and to be honest with you, no one just picks up the phone, call their homeboy, hey, we going to Charlotte. They don't do that.
well, let me
New York
tell him this, my
has
God.
from
Let me
the
tell
top
him
down,
this.
bro.
Here's the deal on that, Dex. The signing of Brunson gave Donovan Mitchell interest in coming to New York already.
I disagree with that.
I disagree with that too.
I disagree.
they don't play good together.
I don't.
He wants out of
Hold
Utah.
on. But the reason why I say that, Marvin, I disagree with you because I think Donovan always wanted to go play for New York anyways because that's where he's from.
Well, it's not like it hurt him. It's not like it made him feel bad.
I don't
because
see
of
how
him
Brunson
there.
gonna help.
Man
I
trying to
think
escape Utah.
I mean, I think
He gonna mess around and be a Spur if he keep pausing.
I think he views Jalen Brunson as a great compliment for him.
Yeah.
But as far as basically,
To me, you just gonna have Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum again. Like that ain't no winning. Jalen Brunson and Donovan.
But they still got pieces there. They got RJ. They got Randall. You forgetting about these other pieces?
Yeah, but
some of them pieces gonna be gone, man. They ain't keeping all that.
No, they don't want. RJ is not in that deal, and Randall is not in that deal. Neither one of them. Neither one of them.
Mitchell Robinson. Is it Mitchell Robinson in that deal?
They
No.
can't trade Mitchell Robinson until a 4-year.
No, he's not in that deal either.
Then who the hell's in that deal?
Quinn Grimes,
Obi Toppin,
Quickly, and draft picks.
First of all,
and I guess he's not going to be a Knick. He's not going to be a Knick. He might be a Spur.
They're giving up six first round.
If Cam Reddish come back and he's playing all right, then you might have something. But you're giving up all your talent.
And Cam Reddish is also possibly in that deal too. They may end up switching out Grimes for Reddish and throw him in there to get rid of him.
Listen, I'm gonna say it like this: the Knicks are heading in the right direction. I can at least say that it's a lot better direction than it's been. And I think bringing in you got to try something. You got to start somewhere. And the same thing with you saying that's a bad contract.
Races over there, man.
Well, the price of you can look around the league. The price of guards nowadays is way up. Look at what Garland just got.
It's just not, like KNT said, he's not here.
You don't know that. You
not with
just
the Spurs and Bronson be
that.
there.
You don't know that.
So you said Mitchell going to play second fiddle? Mitchell was willing to play second fiddle?
No,
he's been the man for the last 5 years.
No, he's just going to play off the ball.
Mitchell is not going to play second fiddle. Mitchell is going to be the number one option on that team.
Yeah, and have a point
over
guard.
Brunson, over Jalen.
Over
his daddy sitting there.
Yes.
Of course.
Over Jalen.
Jalen not on the level with Donovan Mitchell.
I know, but I'm just saying they pursued Jalen Brunson like he was all world.
Because they always needed a point guard. They need a point guard first, not a name. They need a true point guard.
The reason why they went after Jalen
we need
Brunson,
Rico up here. Rico needs to explain this.
Hold on. The reason why they went after Jalen Brunson is because he's a point guard. They needed a point guard. They needed someone that can play make. They needed someone that can get the wrong shot, someone that can play defense. But most importantly, they needed a leader and they needed a culture changer. Brunson is going to bring that on the team. Please pay attention to Brunson's history. He's been a leader everywhere he went. On the Mavericks, at Villanova, he's going to bring that same culture to the Knicks.
Well,
okay, but Murgot,
he's second generation NBA player. His daddy played. So
I think everybody's underestimating Brunson. I'm
not underestimating. I'm talking about Mitchell Robinson. That's what I'm talking. I mean, not Mitchell Robinson. Donovan Mitchell. Yeah.
What about him?
Who's playing second fiddle?
Play second fiddle.
That's what I'm saying.
Play second fiddle just because he's not having the ball.
So Jalen Brunson, with all his leadership, he's gonna play second fiddle.
He's just gonna be the leading point guard.
That's like Dex. That's like.
Well,
that's
then
like
you basically describing Mike Conley.
Hold on.
But he's more talented. He's more talented.
That's a good one, Jonathan. That's a good one.
Hold on. That's like the situation with Mark Jackson with the Knicks. Who was the best player, the number one option on the team? Patrick Ewing. But who was the leader of the team? Mark Jackson. Yep. Exactly.
But Mark Jackson knew his limitations because he never got the big money.
But I think Brunson knows
the big money went to Oakley, Mason, and Patrick Ewing, and
But the
later
thing is,
Allen
though,
Houston and
Jalen
Latrell
Brunson,
Sprewell. So
but
Mark Jackson
Jalen
never got the big money.
But Dex, Jalen Brunson is not in the same cachet category as Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's 173 million. Jalen Brunson's only 106.
No, Jalen Brunson's 2 something.
No, he's not.
What was his contract?
100 million
It
for
was only
Jalen Brunson.
106 million for 4 years, Dex.
Oh, I thought he got the 213. Okay.
No, he's getting paid as a number 2.
Dex, what is you talking about, man?
But number 2, that's still a lot. 160 something.
Yeah, but in New York, no, it's not.
Dex, 106 million dollars for 4 years.
So that contract reduced it all the way down like that?
It was never going any higher than that.
Everybody's blowing that contract out of proportion.
Because I thought the reports was like, you know what I mean?
Dex. This is what happened, Dex. The Knicks, the first initiation was the Knicks were going to offer him around between 108 to 120, right? The Dallas Mavericks came out and said, cool, we're going to offer you 104 to stay here for 4 years. The Knicks came back and said, cool, we're going to offer you 106. Beat them by $2 million. Jalen Brunson went to New York for 4 years.
Is that right?
Yes,
and the contract is really not as bad as it seems. I'm going to tell you that right now, especially when you see what he's going to do. I mean, everybody's knocking his contract before he even played 1 minute as true point guard, the point guard for the Knicks.
So he gets 104 million.
Good Dallas team was, and that's what made Jalen Brunson look a little better than what he. I ain't saying he can't ball. The boy can ball, but he's not gonna be able to coexist with Donovan Mitchell on the court. That's not.
Why not? All he got to do is come bring the ball down the court and then pass the ball to him. Why wouldn't he? What's wrong with that?
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Why won't he coexist with Donovan Mitchell? We ain't coexisted with Luka, and Luka has a higher usage rate than Donovan Mitchell.
What reason did he leave from Luka again?
Good point, Jonathan.
He didn't just
calm
leave
these guys down. He
didn't just leave because he wanted to leave. He left because he saw the opportunity to be a starter, and he was a backup. That's why he left.
Yep.
Well, he's gonna be a backup again, right?
It wasn't because to play on the basketball court, and it wasn't because of Luka. He even came out and said that it wasn't because of Luka. He left because he wanted the opportunity to expand his game and to be a starter.
So think about what you're saying, my G. Listen to what you said.
Because Luka was a starting point. But Luka
so you gonna put him behind Mitchell?
So he's not going to be behind Mitchell. He's going to be starting with Mitchell. What are you talking about? They're going to coexist together. They're going to play off each other.
Oh, I'm thinking you saying that he want to be the man on the team.
No, Donovan Mitchell is going to be the man on the team. Jalen Brunson is going to be the leader of the team. Two different things. Culture changer, leader. That doesn't mean he takes all the shots.
Yeah, but Jalen and Luka played on the team together at the same time too.
Exactly my point. But that doesn't mean Jalen Brunson took all the shots. He ran the offense. He allowed Luka to play off ball. But he allowed Luka. But listen what you're saying. This is how they ran the offense. Jalen Brunson will run the offense, and Luka will play off ball more. That was the point of getting Luka off the ball so then it could coexist. That's how they work things out. That's how Jalen Brunson was putting up big numbers in the playoffs.
And not only that, Dallas does not have a R.J. Barrett or a Julius Randle on their team either. And New York
and with that, Julius Randle, he's supposed to give up shots. Julius?
Yeah, long as he's not handling the ball, long as he don't have the ball in his hand.
He's going to give up shots. He ain't got no choice but to give up shots.
I hope y'all ready for the locker room to be destroyed.
Sure, man.
Julius Randle
Julius Randle going to be the first thing smoking out of there. Because if Julius Randle can't acquiesce to the reason that Donovan Mitchell is a far better player than him, then basically Julius Randle can go.
I think you guys are underestimating.
The point is, I think Julius Randle will acquiesce to Donovan Mitchell and be like, all right, you got a big dog. I'm gonna play off you, and that's how they're gonna do it. He ain't got no choice. He want to win.
Because you can make the argument that what's his name, Barrett, not Mitchell, Randall is playing off of Barrett right now, so he already know what's coming if Mitchell come there. He can enjoy scoring fourth. or third, however they want to do it.
That's another man. Y'all
Because
talking
the
about
best
lottery.
Randall, to me, the best Randall I ever seen was that New Orleans team with DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis in them. I know people feel like what he did when he came to New York was a little bit better, but I that's the role he needs to be in. What he was
Hey,
in.
I agree with you. I live in New Orleans, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That
man.
I'm
Allow
telling
him to play. Allow him to play a little. Allow him to play some point forward. You know, get on the block and play some point forward. You know, that's what he's best at. He can pass the ball, and you know he can get downhill going to his left. So allow him to do that. Get on the block and do that, and he can shoot the three a little bit better. So now you can space the four and allow Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett, and Donovan Mitchell to do work in the paint and run pick and rolls with Mitchell Robinson, including running pick and rolls with Julius Randle. I'm not saying they're gonna win a championship, but they're gonna at least compete. They're gonna be better than what they had. They're gonna be better than what they had in the last couple of years. Personally, I don't think personally with that team, I think basically they can fight for a 6 seed with that team.
I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Six? You sure?
For a team to have the market the size of New York,
serious. They can fight. They can fight from 6 to 8. They can fight for that.
You
for a
sure?
team to have the market the size of New York and to not win for this long lets you know that this is bigger than just what's happening on the court, though, bro. How you can offer this much money and exposure? Like no other organization that got this big of a market is like New York, bro. That don't make no sense. That's bigger. It's bigger than what's happening on the court. And when Charles Oakley got kicked out the arena, that let me know everything.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, I mean, they've been a poorly ran franchise for a while. I mean, that's why personally I think they need to shake things up and just go all in sometimes. You know, I mean, they need to.
How your jersey in the rafters? They throwing you out the building. Make sense.
I got a question for is your name Anthony? The guy that said he was you. I'm sorry. That said, you know.
Nah, my name's Jonathan.
Jonathan. Do you watch the Pelicans?
Don't miss a game.
I just got a quick question. John Butler, did you watch the summer league?
I started to, but whenever Dyson didn't play, I stopped watching it because that's the only person I wanted to see.
I gotta ask Sky and them then when they come back.
I was only gonna watch it for Dyson.
What's your question, Purple Baby?
No, I just wanted to know about John Butler. It was a player that was on their G League team. I wanted to know, was they gonna keep him for the training camp and stuff? Because I think he's a pretty decent player. I was about to say he's a stretch 4-5, real tall guy. I thought he was interesting. I'm surprised he didn't get drafted. That's all I wanted to know. Was they gonna keep him?
Well, if you look at the Pelicans roster, where does he fit? Whose spot is he gonna take?
He needs to be developed first. He needs to stay in the G League.
So you're saying in the G League, okay?
Yeah, not the roster. No.
Okay. And far as the sentiments on the Knicks, guys, I think we all can. We're gonna all stop smiling and laughing about the Knicks when they start winning more, because we all think
Dex
that is such a terrible organization. When they bring in good players, listen, players win, not win games.
Dex, you ain't right, man.
Like the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA, bro. You keep wishing it ain't gonna ever happen.
Like I said, I always say this to people who say stuff like that. When they win, you won't be on the panel because you don't want to hear the smoke.
When the last time
I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm not a Knicks fan. Hold on, I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm from Chicago, but I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. If they bring in Donovan Mitchell, they gonna make the playoffs. Now, if they win in the playoffs, I don't know. But anything better than what they did last year is progression. You got to look at progression.
That's what the goal is: make the playoffs. I mean, that ought to tell you something.
Well, I think that's every NBA's team goal is to make the playoffs.
Nah, but when you got that kind of talent, making the playoffs shouldn't be your goal.
See, you guys, you listen. I think people blow it out of proportion on talent and salary. Knicks' payroll is not going to be higher than most other teams. It just you just think that because it's New York.
Nah, I'm talking about the talent that we all talking about. Like all the stuff that you was just talking about who on the team. If the
Okay,
best you're
what
gonna get
about
out
the
of that is
talent?
make the playoffs, then
I mean, what are you looking for? They need another piece to win a championship. Are you looking for them to win a championship with that roster?
they owe it to the team. They owe it to the city. I mean,
Well,
how
but
long has that city
they
won a
don't have the
championship?
pieces though. They don't have the pieces. You
And
got to
they
be
never will.
realistic. That's
They
not
never
that's
will.
something that's speculation as well. If I think they will, you say they won't. We don't know that. We just got to wait and see. I mean, I'm not saying they world beaters. I'm saying they're going to be better than they were last year, and as well as they should be.
I had hope for him last year. I mean, say because Julius looked like he was doing his thing, and they just went on a losing streak. But I mean,
if
like I
any
said,
team bring in Donovan Mitchell, they should get better.
oh, facts.
True.
Yeah.
Any team bring in, I know
I thought
everybody's
y'all was,
going to knock Jalen Brunson because they haven't seen him. But Jalen Brunson is a
y'all
decent
lured
player.
me over here under false pretenses because I thought we were talking about Liangelo Ball, but y'all
Well, we
got me.
were. No, they wait. They talked about him for 3 hours, 2 hours. What do you mean? That's what all we talk about all the time. That was a point of conversation from the very start. First 2 hours were dedicated to Liangelo Ball. I mean, every day, all day yesterday was that. I mean, every day. As a matter of fact, every Sunday is the Liangelo Ball show.
So I must have missed what was the consensus that everybody came to about why he ain't playing.
Well, it's mixed. You know, everybody has mixed feelings about it. You know,
Some think it's organization, some think it's his play.
Yeah.
Some think he has a chance to make it, some don't. I mean, it's just a mixed bag of everybody.
Yeah,
12
and
points in 13 minutes. I mean,
okay.
Does his
play on the floor prove that should he have more minutes?
Of course. I mean, every time they put him on the floor with talent, he shine. Like, if you judge a person by what you think he could do in practice, then you will never have a champion on your hands. But you got somebody who led California in scoring while people was talking about how trash he was.
All right, how many points he averaging right now?
Right now, how many minutes is he averaging?
How many did he average last year?
It's the same question though. Like he's supposed to average 30 with 5-10 minutes here and there.
Okay, listen. All I'm gonna say is this, and look, I'm not against him. I want him to have success. Does his play on the floor, and you're gonna keep telling me about minutes? And he had minutes when what was this league that he just played in before this summer league or something like that? All right, last year in the G League, how many points did he have? And he got minutes there. And how many points did he have?
He barely got minutes.
Talking about the G League or the Drew League? Because he ain't getting no minutes in the G League like talking about.
Okay, do you think so? All right, okay, so you got to look somewhere else. Is it the coaching staff, or is it his play? Okay, so that means you. So wait. So don't you think he should explore trying to do something different from this organization?
Well, maybe that's what's on the menu. But what I'm telling you right now is, what happened to the coach of Charlotte? Where he at?
Okay, well, I'm gonna say this: if that organization is not giving me minutes, then I'm gonna try to find a different path. I would.
Well, hold on now. Opportunity is everything, and you can't make demands from a position of weakness because they got you with that stuff in China, and so now you're really trying to work your way back up. But the reality is, look, and you see it now with Miles Bridges. Like Miles Bridges is a $200 million man, but ain't nobody offering him that. Why?
He's gonna get nothing due to what happened to him, what he's going through right now.
Yeah, so it's more than just how good you play. They'll blackball you, but I think it's to the point now where they need to let this man play. Like it's been long enough.
Well, I mean, and we all agree with that, but we see they not. So shouldn't you explore something else?
Like what? Like what you gonna do?
Either going overseas or try to have communications with another NBA. I don't think you can come to them and ask them, can I join your club? If that's the case, you got to explore overseas or either Canada.
I think you wait till your brothers become established enough to say, you know, like Giannis did with his brother. You know, he come
The
And he's
here.
only
20. You
way,
know he's 23 years
the,
old too. You know that, right?
That's
the
old.
only way, the only way, Liangelo, if he waits for LaMelo, the only brother that he has to wait on to get that nod is going to be LaMelo.
Yeah.
If he's going to do that, I personally think LaMelo has the talent to be All NBA next season. So if LaMelo gets All NBA next season, he'll basically help Jello out a lot more.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and lie that Jello don't got things he has to work on personally. I want to see him initiate an offense. I want to see him run an offense. I want to see him, basically push the ball up court more instead of actually just giving the ball up as soon as he gets it. I personally don't like that. I'm like, dude, you are
Well,
guard. Push the ball up the court.
I put it more on his
I don't,
defensive side of the ball. I think he needs to work
so
on the defensive side of the
we
ball.
talking
so
But
about
I
a
want
league
him to
that
do
got
that. I want
PJ.
him to do. I want him to do that more often.
We
yeah,
talking about the same league with a PJ Tucker winning the championship in Milwaukee. Don't tell me he got to change all this stuff while you got people in the NBA right now that's doing less.
But
I understand. I
I think
here's
understand.
the
PJ Tucker is
thing.
a different type of
No,
player.
that
I
too.
think Jello has a better offensive game than PJ Tucker. And
Here,
personally, it wouldn't benefit me more. Plus, PJ
I want
Tucker
to
is
say
a
something.
forward. I think Jello is a guard. He just has to cut down, get down to, I guess, down to 215, 220, and be able and start pushing the ball a little bit more. Personally, I think he could do
Here-
But
that.
Jello bigger than him. But go ahead. Lamar.
He's not bigger than
This
PJ Tucker.
this is
Oh,
what I wanted to
But
say.
PJ Tucker, like I said, PJ Tucker he plays power forward though. Jello's
go
a
ahead, Purple
guard.
Baby. Go ahead, Purple Baby.
No, I was gonna let him finish. But here's the thing. I get the comparisons when it comes to the Giannis. I'm not gonna say the last name because I don't know how to say it. But
Answers the Kupo, Ashima.
yes, the brother. But I want to tell y'all this. Like the man just said, he got in trouble. That's the big thing that none of us wants to talk about. We always skip over that and feel like, oh, that happened X amount of years ago. The NBA's past that, everybody's past that. That's not necessarily true. They have, if I'm not mistaken, just like the NCAA, the NBA has money, running through China, if I'm not mistaken.
Facts.
They they could, what if you put him on your whatever team that goes over there? I think it's just for the Olympics, and they're like, yeah, we can't do that. We can't let him in. I don't know. I don't think he's banned from China, mind you, but that's just a bad look. That's not good. I think it's wrong. I do want him to get a chance, but a lot of these teams could be like, yo, like I'm not willing
That's
to
right.
have my money messed up like that. Because you see, I don't know what Daryl Morey said and did when it pertained to China, but you've seen the backlash about that.
Yeah. Well, it's that old sentiment. Your reputation precedes you. And this is just a short little itty bitty something that happened to him, but it's with a major player in the money thing with the NBA. And it could be really making a difference on what's going on the progression, or even them wanting them to be, to have success. So, I
But
mean,
it's
hey,
the same reason why you got people like Yao Ming and Jeremy Lin and Jokic get all this attention, because a whole pretty much nation is represented by them. So that's a whole country worth of money that you're not trying to put on a line behind one player. And I get that, but man, hey, bro, like they need to do something.
But you just asked us why what is the reason why he's not getting minutes? You just explained. Don't you think that could be one of them?
Yeah, but it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
It's time enough for us, not for them.
Well, I accept that, but I can't stand people talking about Jello not good enough. That's ridiculous.
Well, we all see he's good enough. I think we all can agree with that. So it's got to be something else to it. We know that,
Without that trouble, he would absolutely get a shot. It's without that, but that's what that is.
I mean, but they make it too obvious. They make it. They almost make it too obvious. He get 21 one game and then you don't play him no minutes the next game. That's too obvious.
Yeah,
Money
taking them in
speaks.
and out 5 minutes here and now. That's that foolishness, man. Like it's almost like they trying to hurt him.
Yeah, like they trying to embarrass him.
Money talks and representation matters.
Yeah, and they're they're gonna go
You
where
never
the
know
money
who's
is.
in the building.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
But more people need to say that than to say this clown stuff talking about how he ain't good enough and this that. No, man, this man ain't good enough. This man scored on every level he done played. He was competing. And even in the summer league, these boys, let's not act like these boys in the summer league wasn't playing in the NBA. And them boys were shining.
Some
I
of
mean,
them.
you can even go as far than that. You can tell he's better than a lot of the guys in the summer league, but they're just not going to give him a shot. And now, due to what happened or whatever, that's speculation on all our parts. But it seemed like it's something else besides his play. I'll put it like that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I like the way Charlotte, they new picks look. Manic to me, did good. I don't know if y'all watched, championship game.
Yeah, we watch. I mean,
So,
we pay close
what time it
attention
is
to the
now?
Hornets on this channel. As matter of fact, it's based on the Ball family, so every game. It's based on one of them. So, but I mean, well, let me ask you this: you a Hornets fan?
Don't miss a minute of the game.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you this:
Oh Lord,
how well do you think that organization is being ran in general, let alone
I
Liangelo?
like to personally feel like I got James Borrego fired. I was campaigning online to get him out of here.
thank you,
But
sir.
y'all welcome. But I do believe that I do believe Michael Jordan needs to allow Mitch Kupchak to do his job because Mitch has won doing it his way. And first thing first, getting rid of James Borrego. I wish we could have got Mark Jackson or somebody, outside of Charlotte's organization. They'd have replaced him with somebody else that was still in the organization, which was stupid. So I might be campaigning again. But as you know,
I was gonna push back on that. You want two enigmas on your team. You got a situation going on with them with Ball, and now you want to bring in Mark Jackson, who the NBA's got something against him. That ain't happening.
Hey, let him. That man got an eye for building talent.
Yeah,
I didn't say he wasn't. I never said he wasn't a good coach. I said the NBA will not let it happen. And that's where it starts.
Yeah, I feel that. But look at how we doing in New Orleans. We got
lovely.
Green
Y'all looking lovely.
looking good, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. We gonna be in this thing next year, but so will Charlotte. And
So your expectations of Charlotte is what? Playoffs again?
I'm thinking possibly getting to the second round of playoff.
You really think so?
Ooh, that's a bold take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dog got his
So
number
you talking
one
about doing this without making no major moves on that roster?
Well, let me tell you like this. First things first, Gordon Hayward needs to be. I would personally, with everything that just happened with Miles, and I love Miles, and if they're going to pay him, keep him, I'm with it. But if you're not, I think Miles, Terry, and Gordon could be traded for Kevin Durant, to be honest with you. I'm shooting for the stars.
That's not happening.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
First of all, Bridges ain't finna be traded for nobody because the NBA.
Well, if you're gonna pay them, okay.
No, it's not one NBA team finna touch Bridges until they get to the bottom of this investigation.
So if he gonna play, give him his money, and let's let him and LaMelo bring Book Night in, right? Terry, I love Terry dearly, but Terry does not have the youth, the athleticism, and the shot that Book Night has. Bring Book Night in, you heard me? And let's stop taking our stars out of the game. Let's let LaMelo play 38 minutes a game. All this 30, 32-minute bull crap, losing games by 3 and 4. Let's end that.
Well, that
if
was
it wasn't
James
for the playing
Borrego.
tournament, they'd have made the playoffs anyway.
Well, I mean, you got a couple of things going on. First of all, and it's not nobody's fault but his own. Bridges has put himself in a bad position.
Fact.
Real simple.
But I do think it's a little weird that it happened. You know, maybe that man got set up. I don't know.
I know it seems shady, but it happened. He's got to get out of that before you can carry on.
Let's not go into it too deep on
right.
and everything because flight ain't having it.
Oh
So
yeah,
I was
that was it. I was going to the next thing up on the list, which is Gordon Hayward.
He's gonna play in the NBA next year, right?
That's not. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. So, yeah, flight wants to
somebody in the background
right
going
now.
a little bit crazy with something. Is that you, Purple Baby?
Oh. No, that was me. I was taking something on my dishwasher.
Yeah, we can hear every drop of it. But
well, if he gonna play, I mean Vic played, so if he gonna play,
that's the NFL. That's the NFL, totally different sport.
And Vic got suspended first.
Yep. And like I say, that's over with. We're just gonna take that off the table because he's not there.
What was you say about Gordon Hayward?
And yeah, the next thing on the list is Gordon Hayward. What you gonna do? You're gonna pay him. I mean, you're gonna bring him back. You're gonna trade him. You need to make these.
I want to trade him immediately.
Okay, now we all agree with you, but can you trade him? Who wants it?
Give me a team.
Yeah, you can't. We all can just say this, but you got to be realistic. Is it gonna happen?
The sad thing is the best time to trade him is next year.
Which means you got to go through another whole year with him, or what you mean to the trade deadline? Is that what you mean?
Nah, they either got to wait to the trade deadline. They got to wait till next year when he's on his last year of the contract and is more tradable.
To make it friendly for somebody. Which means you basically going through this next season with the same people you got.
Well, hopefully they bring Kai Jones to the center position.
Okay, and you saying Kai Jones? You saying Bouknight? When the last time Bouknight played a game?
Bouknight hurt, but he's gonna be straight.
I mean, we can all say that, but he hadn't played in how many games? When the last time he played?
He played the game right before you about to punch James Borrego in the face.
I'll say so. It's been almost a year then, correct?
No, it ain't been that long. It was like in the middle of the season.
Okay, so he was out the last 30 games or something like that.
Let's go with that. That's fine.
Okay, I mean, and what was he giving you when he was there?
Oh, I loved him. I loved the way he played. I mean, he didn't get a lot of minutes.
He brought energy. You know, he actually showed potential on defense. He brought shooting ability. He brought shot creation, and he brought athleticism, as well as he brought size on the wing that we need that Terry Rozier doesn't provide. Now, I agree that Terry Rozier is a better three-point shooter right now, but that doesn't mean that Bouknight can't develop that, including the fact that he had a game where he scored 27 off the bench.
Well said.
Okay, so all right, so Murgaard, I'll go to you then. Do you see this team being better than it was last year?
No.
Yes.
I see where they can get better if they play the young guys and the young guys develop.
Man, James Borrego was holding everybody back.
Because I think, James Borrego almost had to do that. He was handicapped because he had to play. Because he was in a position where he had to make the playoffs because Mitch and Michael put that pressure on him to make the playoffs. However, basically,
by not playing his star players.
You said what?
And I say he went about that by not playing his star players.
Well, I mean, one of his so-called star players was hurt, and the one that he should have been playing more, which was LaMelo, he just didn't play him that much, which I still don't know why he didn't do that. But
exactly.
How many minutes did LaMelo average last year, guys?
Like 31, 32, something like that.
Like 31, 32.
Where he should have been at 38. 39.
Okay, so who was getting those other minutes that you guys are looking? Those other 6 minutes?
Martin.
They were giving.
Year.
No. It was going to Ish. It was going to Ish.
Isaiah Thomas, Ishmael.
Isaiah Thomas.
Terry, and
mainly to give a LaMelo a breather. Or I hate to say it, but LaMelo does have an issue with foul trouble.
Yes,
he reaches a lot.
All right, so you guys still want to lay the blame on Borrego?
He is part of the blame.
But
He
wait
is
a
part
minute,
of the blame.
you just said that Melo had foul trouble periodically and he needed a breather. So how is he
I
to
felt
blame
like
for him not getting that many
Melo's
minutes?
foul trouble came from him having to get out of his rhythm all the time, and he not getting respected by the referees. So it's a lot frustration. But after he made the
That's not
All-Star game,
Borrego's fault. That's not Borrego's fault. See, I want a reason why y'all said he wasn't getting the minutes because of Borrego.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why it's Borrego's fault was because with LaMelo, he needs to play more in situational basketball minutes. The issue I had was why are you subbing your best player out, your most talented player out in situational basketball when he should be playing, which would equal out to him getting, because I personally don't want him playing 38, 39. I think that's too much. But playing him about 34, playing about 34 to 36, I think that's good for him, especially since he's only 20. I think that it'd be good for him to play and to get that experience that he needs going to situation basketball because he needs to get better at that. That's my issue I had with James Borrego, including some of his rotations and a lot of times he had bad matchups on the basketball court, especially when he used to do the five ball five.
You know when LeBron James played his rookie season?
Well, I look at it more like this, guys. When you're going into a game and you see the Charlotte Hornets across from you, they don't wow you.
No.
They don't wow you. They don't, oh, we need to be ready for this. They don't do that. They don't move the needle, guys. I mean, that's just plain and simple. You can put it on whoever you want, from James Borrego to not enough minutes. They just don't have the squad to wow anybody. So it's more or less
saw what
to me,
happened.
putting the
Saw what
right
happened in
pieces
New
on the
Orleans.
team. Putting the right pieces on that team. Then I think they get better. Because if you want to bank on Plumlee being your starting center, then that's a mistake from the very start, right there.
Oh, we don't bank on Plumlee at all. Whoever
But he's just starting center. He's just starting center.
That's what Gordon Hayward needs to be traded for, a starting center.
I mean, but he's been there. It's not like, oh, okay, all right. That's why I say
Mason not gonna be starting from home. You know, Mark Williams gonna take that job.
Yeah, but he's not ready. He's not ready to make a difference right now. You know that.
Why wouldn't he be?
I mean, look what he did in the summer league. Savonovich outplayed him when the Bulls played him.
But also too as well, Savonovich had better guard play. You put him out there with LaMelo, you see a different story.
I guess you can say that, but I mean he out rebounded. So better guard play, meaning the Bulls should have been hitting their shots.
But also too as well, Savonovich played more minutes than Mark Williams did. Mark Williams was splitting time with Kyle Jones.
And
so how many minutes you think he's gonna average less than 8 minutes a game this coming up season?
I don't think he's gonna average 8 less personally. I want him to start. I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I personally want Mark to start.
He's not going to start. They're going to start pumping.
I mean, we don't know that. We don't know that going into the training camp, because the one thing that Mark Williams does that Plumlee cannot do, which is a lot of things. Mark Williams can actually shoots above 70% for the free throw line. What does Plumlee shoot? 40%. Mark Williams is shown to be a competent rebounder, which is the same as Plumlee. Also, Mark Williams can catch the ball better, and he's a better rim runner than Plumlee. Also, Marvin, Mark Williams is a far better defender than Plumlee is.
And we know all of this,
and he changes shots.
But do you think they're going to do it? Come on now.
We got different leadership now. That's the whole point.
We have Steve Clifford. Steve Clifford would make that decision.
Yeah. Look at what happened in New Orleans. They got rid of Van Gundy, brought in Willie, and now all of a sudden you see these rookies shining. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. Man, look, you got to stop holding these people back. Talking about you trying to grow everybody. This ain't no botanical gardens. Come on, man.
You stupid.
You want credit for everything.
Marga, I have a problem. So, like, here's the thing. They still got Nick Richards, and yes, I know you don't like him that much. You said Kai Jones already, and then they got JT Thor. What you gonna do with all those guys? Like you gonna have to
JT
trade?
Thor can stay. Nick can
Like
go.
I
what
mean,
you
JT Thor. Listen. Kai Jones, JT Thor, Mark Williams. I will pretty much phase them in, and
Yeah.
Nick Richards and Miles and Mason Plumlee. Y'all can
Y'all,
back
y'all,
them up.
y'all,
That's
y'all
how I feel.
services not
That's
not
how I feel.
needed
That's
any
how I
longer.
feel. That's how I
okay,
feel, man.
but if that's true, you wouldn't get nothing for them in a trade at all. Like they
I mean,
Well, Vernon Carey yet, huh?
Sometimes it's good to just get a penny on a dollar. You get
Hey,
back
you see
some,
what Vernon
you get
Carey
back
yet, huh?
some picks, get back some assets to trade them and get rid of them so you can move on.
Send him to Washington.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna have to put them with somebody else on the team. Like just them two together, you're not gonna get nothing for them. Teams will wait until they become free agents the following season and then go sign. They're not gonna trade for them in mid-season.
I mean, but sometimes it's best to let certain players walk. You always don't need to get something of value for them. It's usually the players that take up a large portion of your salary that you want to get value for, like a Gordon Hayward or Terry Rozier. You will want to get something in return back. But a player like a Mason Plumlee, a Nick Richards, Vernon Carey when he was there, then you can let them walk because you got replacements for them.
Who Utah got after they let go Rudy in the center position?
They got that Walker Kessler from Virginia, the rookie.
Yeah, they could use a Nick Richards.
I doubt that. What's the GM's name that's there?
Danny Ainge.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
Yeah,
I mean he'll sign. I mean, if it was signing him for a cheap deal coming off the bench, Danny Ainge would do that. But as far as trading for him, heck no.
So
Heck
he
no.
would be against.
Danny Ainge is the most cutthroat GM in the league right now.
I just don't want him on the team. So
Shout
how can
out
we
to
get him
him.
off the team?
You can't sell them to nobody. I mean, I would mess with Dex, but he ain't on the panel no more. To the Lakers, but the Lakers said no.
Give me Jalen McDaniels, JT Thor, Kai, Mark. That's the height I want. I don't.
That's understandable. I respect that.
Yeah. So I definitely think they
Well,
can be
who's
in the
gonna be
playoffs.
the other ball handler? Because if you're able to get a trade in mid-season, like I feel like Chicago is Marvin still on the panel?
Nah.
Well, Chicago, I feel like they got too many guards. So maybe look at Chicago to get your guard. Your ball handler, my fault.
Who you talking about for Charlotte?
Yes, because they need one.
What they need going for? They got LaMelo Ball, baby. What you mean?
But if he's in foul trouble or taking a
They
rest,
got
who's
James
gonna
Booknight.
No.
Huh?
That's gonna be a whole bunch of isolation. Isolation.
You don't know that. You haven't seen him play in a while. So
I bet you it
who's
will.
to say? Who's to say he won't
And
develop
then you
and pass
got
the ball,
Isaiah
and move the
Thomas
ball
over there
around?
too. Still,
But we just had. I think you was on the panel when we was talking about how they was trying to run him at point guard, and that wasn't a good idea.
Well,
I mean, he can
now
still be. He can
that
still be.
LaMelo
He
is
can.
an all-star, he gonna start getting respect from the referees. Calls change whenever you get to another level. We
I
all
know
know
that.
that. So all these phantom calls that he be getting and frustrating, that's gonna stop.
Wow, Eric Bell, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Don't go out in public and say that out loud.
What's up? Wait, somebody said LaMelo is better than Jamal Murray?
I mean, I could see that.
I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that. What you mean, little mama? What's her name? Purple what?
Purple baby.
Purple baby. Lil Water. You don't think LaMelo better than Jamal Murray? Hey, everybody gone, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Man. I think Flint might be asleep.
Where you from, my man?
I'm from North Carolina.
Oh well, so you know what time it really is. Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm out here, man. I get a chance to go to the dance this year.
Yeah. I you know what I'm saying? We out here in New Orleans, so outside of Petey Pablo, we ain't really, know nothing about North Carolina. But when LaMelo got there, man, I bought my parents Charlotte jerseys and everything, man. They
Oh,
don't miss
damn,
a
that's
game. They in their 60s, bro. I swear, bro, they don't miss a minute.
That's what's up, man. That is what's up, man.
Go ahead and get off of here if everybody else gone.
Yeah, I'm about to hop off here too, man. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you, man. So, man, you have a good night, man, and look forward to chopping it up with you again.
Got you, my man. Y'all be cool.
All right. You too, man.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him. You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV. Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.